a couple times.
Yeah.
Just a few times.
I'm the odd one out here.
For now.
For now, yes, of course. For now.
I appreciate the threatening aura of that for now.
Well, I think by the end of this podcast, my goal is to, of course, we all have a good time and then we enjoyed each other's company. And then the other part is that Kyle's coming to Japan. It's a guarantee. It's a promise by the end of the pod.
Well, I mean, Square Enix can help with that. Yeah, I don't know if they're aware, but there's a fan fest there, and they can help. They can help.
I mean,
it's October. It could happen.
It would be great.
I have every single one of my friends eligible for the resale tickets this month. I have bothered every single one of them. Like, yo, can you get me a Fan Fest Tokyo ticket? That would be wonderful. Please and thank you.
I would also like one. So if we could share those around, that'd be great. So even though it's kind of hard because the lottery system, it is for if you have a character in that data center usually. And so that is the biggest trick.
Yeah, someone in the States, it's been interesting trying to learn because you also need the Square Enix app, but specifically the Square Enix app that's only available on a Japanese app store.
Yeah, this sounds like their best designed thing so far. So I mean, that's what they've got. I'll take it. All right. I think I'm settled now. I got drinks. We've got it working.
Every stream is a drinking stream. No, we're not. Well, I mean, Pete can. We're not drinking over here at 10 a.m. That's a bit early for us.
I mean, coffee and Coke Zero. So
sounds great.
All right. I'm ready to go.
Sick. Kyle's just doing some resizing on the Hollywood Squares layout, and then we will we'll get moving.
Got a little gray there, peeking out. I'm just taking care of production business.
How was Too Many Dudes? There were so many dudes when I tuned into your stream.
Oh, it was a really fun game. It was a community choice tonight, and just on a lark. I'm a big fan of like roguelikes in general, or just silly games, and it was very, very fun. I think I'll run it back tomorrow. I gotta finish the fight, so I'm gonna give it one more go.
Sick. Thanks for making time for this, and yeah.
All right.
I literally have nothing else to do tonight, so it's okay. I wish I could say like, yeah, well, I try to carve out some time for these things. All week I was available. So
when we got back from, I'm just gonna start recording now because this might be a solid cold open to the podcast. But when we got back from Fan Fest, like I don't know, I guess I do know how you do things. I watch a solid amount of your content. So when we got back from Fan Fest, we did the whole, like back from travel stream where you tell stories and all that. And I mentioned that I bumped into you, and it has been relentless ever since that moment of folks just being like, so when's Pete coming on? When you getting Pete, Garrett? When's it going to happen? And I'm just like, I can't guarantee it. He's a busy man.
Well, couple of inaccuracies. Not busy at all. I just didn't check my Twitter replies, or I would have been on earlier. Secondly, that kind of publicity isn't cheap. I had to pay a lot to invade your channel and get people talking.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those things where as soon as I mentioned I had met you, Garrett, at the Fan Fest, likewise, there was so many people in the Discord and on the channel who were like ecstatic that these two ships had crossed in the night and actually been able to make contact. And then poor Kyle's like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know if I So, it's one of those things.
Oh God. Kyle has had like so many forced exposure to content creators in Japan ever since I started preparing to go to Japan. So for like 2.5, 3 years now, I've just been like, yo, have you seen this, Kyle? Have you seen this, Kyle?
That's true.
It's just been forced down his eyeballs. Because I was just so excited that it was finally happening. Because I went last year for the first time, but there was like a 2-year run up where I was just like kind of preparing because you never know if you're going to get back out there or anything unless you live there. Like you figured out the cheat code.
Well, yeah, I've been here about 15 years. So the cheat code was I had to teach English for 10 of them. I don't know if it's the most effective cheat code. It certainly paid off in the end, but it had a long starting frame.
Did you do like the JET program and that kind of thing?
You would think so with my intellect, but I went a different route. I chose the first job that was offered to me because in college I graduated in December, which is kind of unusual. It's like half term. So the JET auditions, if you make it past the initial phase, is kind of held in the summertime for interviews, and then you go out in April. I took a job. I accepted it in December or shortly after because I got accepted to the interview process, but there was no guarantee that I would be at a JET location of my interest. And I was working at Chipotle and Applebee's. And I thought, I'm ready to do this now. So I took a 3-month contract in 2011. So
3 months. Okay.
Yeah, wow. It was not the most sensible decision, but I knew that things would work out in my favor. I just had to grind it out a bit.
Hell yeah. Well, that's the time. But 2011, that was the time period for those sort of things. I moved to the Pacific Coast with no plan at all. You know, that's how you do things.
Exactly.
I moved to LA with no plan at all.
Yeah, 2011. It's very natural.
I think we're all more or less the same age.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm the elder statesman, but you guys certainly have a gaming history. I think you guys are late 30s. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm turning 40 in January.
Oh, God. And Kyle, you're also in late 30s?
Same, yeah, 39 right now.
Okay, so I'll be 43 this year in a couple of months, so I guess 42. I'm the winner.
Okay, all right, pretty. I mean, we all would have been at high school at the same time, so we all were around for 8-bit consoles. So
exactly,
I mean,
which is I think the key starting point of gaming, anyway. So yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
like,
big.
I remember going over to older friends' homes and seeing Ataris and being like, "Oh, what?" Like, I'm so it's fun. I'm so old that I remember a time thinking that Atari was like before my time, but still readily available and in a lot of people's homes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of shocking to think about how much progress has been made within our relatively short lives. And where we're at now to where we were even back then. Because even with the Nintendo, the Atari felt kind of like, oh, that's an older one. You know, it was retro by the time the Super Nintendo rolled out.
Well, our big content strategy is we'd never had PlayStation. So that's basically how we ended up doing this. We're like, well, what if we just kept playing games we didn't ever play before?
Did you guys go the N64 route or just not gaming? Yeah, I think that was a lot of people. Yeah. Xbox,
yeah, we were both N64 kids. Yeah, I went from NES to Genesis to N64 to PS2. But by the time I got to PS2, I had missed all of the formative JRPGs. So
right.
I played a little bit of 10, but I didn't really like get it, so I never beat Final Fantasy 10. So I was more playing like the action-based Gundam games, and eventually I got into Kingdom Hearts. But I got into Kingdom Hearts as like a Disney fan, not as a Final Fantasy fan.
Right. No, so yeah, for sure.
That's how I like kind of absorbed through osmosis kind of like what the popular Final Fantasies were at that point. Because I mean, like Cloud and Squall were all over that thing.
I mean, I've been an absolute JRPG and retro gaming guy from the jump. So from the very beginning, I have little to no excuse. So.
Okay, so let's dive in right now because I do have a question. Tomorrow we're starting Chrono Trigger for the first time ever.
Beautiful.
I tested it on we got a Super Nintendo here, and I tested it yesterday. There was an option early on of wait or active. Yeah. Which one do I pick for ultimate cred? And
I feel like cred is that you've already lost a sensible amount by never playing it, so you're not going to win those people over. But I would say active is the inspired choice of how the game is generally kind of designed around, where you might be having to think on your feet a little bit more. But I don't think there's any shame in switching to wait. I think that's a fun way to play Chrono Trigger, but I think active is where you'll be tested the most, and you can tell people, I beat it the way it was designed.
Okay. Because that's how because Final Fantasy 4 through 6 we've been playing with weight turned on.
Well, I can't agree with that. No, I think that the idea was there were so many challenge limitations that the only way that they could kind of circumvent that was making your decisions as prompt and as fast as possible. But I think that the essence of all these games being enjoyable is that you can take your time and look through the menus and choose the right spell and get the right item. And the fun factor, I think, wins out over the challenge in a lot of these older games for me.
There's like in the Final Fantasy 6 and some of the earlier active ones, when you were in a menu, it would stop. But when you were thinking too long, it would keep attacking you. Does it work that way?
Yeah, I feel like these are the illusion of choice, and the game does what the game wants. And, but I think that it does give you some more extra time to make some decisions. And the other thing, anytime that I'm declaratively saying something about retro games, the scary thing about when we talk about these is there's about 4 million people who are far, far more like qualified to be experts on it, and they usually let me know. So I feel like that's if I was wrong, there will be a comment that can be pinned at the top that says, here's the correct way to play. But I think active is the way. Try active if you're going original hardware, CRT. You guys are going to lock in together. I say go active.
Sick.
Okay. Sick.
I understand that struggle. We came from the Blizzard sphere of things, World of Warcraft and StarCraft and all that, which is essentially you amass this knowledge offline, then you start content creating, slowly lose your edge because you're playing less and less as you edit videos. And then you're overtaken by some new 100%. Guy who, then comes in with all of their knowledge, and then they lose all their knowledge over time, making the shaman videos and whatnot.
I mean, the WoW that we grew up playing was just a vastly different game than when Classic re-released or in any of the modern staples. And if you look back at what we were trying to do in Classic WoW, if you played back then, it was almost like some sort of primitive man finding out that wheels and tools work, and we just didn't know how to use them yet. But that's what makes some of these games a lot of fun, is that you're going in completely blind to one of many people's favorite game or certainly RPG ever made. And that's something that I wish I could do again, like to have that back.
Have there been any recent games you played where you've oh my God, this recaptured that for me?
I don't know how to describe it sometimes, but I feel like when a game really hooks you and you get this feeling in your body, and it's like, the way I can equate it is it always feels like it's snowing outside or it's warm, and you're like, holy shit, I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. And it might be fleeting. It might be for the first hour or two of Silent Hill Remastered, or it could be you're in a boss fight in Expedition 33, or you're playing the new expansion for Final Fantasy 14, and you're like, sometimes all of this confluence of feelings comes together, and it makes this medium so special. And I still get that on newer games that I really appreciate. If that makes sense.
That's where I've been going lately, is that I don't know. So we our kind of trajectory was, we were as Kyle said, we were doing Blizzard stuff. We spent a decade in a run up to beginning to live stream games together, doing podcasts. And for a long time it was audio only, just about kind of Blizzard games. We started with StarCraft 2. I did a bunch of Hearthstone coverage, and then Kyle and I started doing Here's the Storm stuff together because we both like MOBAs, but we were excited about getting on the ground floor. And then that kind of ran its course. And I don't know how your experience has been with content creation, but there was this moment where we saw it kind of dying off. All the stuff we were doing wasn't hitting anymore, and it was our full-time gig at the time. It was paying the bills, so I got kind of concerned. And so I kind of mentally was just oh damn, is it time for the next step in my life? Am I getting away from games? And that affected kind of my enjoyment of games as well. And my buddy here just kept pushing Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, and I was just so grumpy about it, because I I didn't grow up with Final Fantasy, and like I kind of like the 80s art you would see on the side of a panel van aesthetic of what Blizzard used to do. I think they've kind of lost that edge a little bit in recent years. Like they're a little more Technicolor and family friendly with their art style, but like back in the day, Warcraft, like I really liked how it looked, and so I was a little put off by Final Fantasy 14, but eventually I got in, and so that's been the trajectory. We went all the way through 14. We got current in that MMO. The whole time we're going through that, chat's like, oh, this is a reference to Final Fantasy 4. This is a reference to Final Fantasy 1. This is a reference to Final Fantasy 6, and we're just going, well, we didn't play those. I didn't get that. And so now this late last year, we're like, all right, F it. Our new project is every Final Fantasy. We're going to play every Final Fantasy in order, like release order, with maybe some spin-offs along the way, because the second we mentioned that, we were buried under a bunch of comments that said, what about tactics?
Got to play tactics. Yeah.
And I've just found so much love for games again. Like that feeling has just kind of washed over me, where it's just been really fun to get lost in these long form games, because 3 years ago, before I got to 14, like I was mostly like, I was living for like 2 hours of Heroes of the Storm at night, 10 Hearthstone games, like these things that are a little more bite sized and you can kind of take them as you want. And so
sure.
Like, it's just really nice to kind of find that feeling again.
No, I mean, that's great, because content creation can certainly have that impact, or when it's tied to your financial ability, it's you have this pull of, well, I can't play these games I want because they're not going to make any money, or I need to stay on top of this thing because it's the news. And I think that if there is a silver lining, that you did get to find that enjoyment of gaming again. I hope Kyle too. I hope he's not like, nah, this has been a slog. I hate it. He's like, I just wish we could quit, but we beat Heavensward, so I kept going. But like, yeah, I think that's ultimately what keeps me coming back to wanting to stream, is to share all these cool games that I think are fun, and it's more fun with someone. And 14's a great example of that.
Yeah, 14 was very, very good at it, and constantly we were applauding the game because people were like, that's a reference. We're like, well, it works here. It didn't need to be a reference. It does like greatly change how I think about Stormblood, how I would have even perceived that game, how I could have predicted it.
Sure.
And losing that innocence is probably the roughest part, because now we're going to hit this newest expansion going, oh, is this a reference to so-and-so? And oh, I know how this is going to go. People getting tricked by Zero and Walker and all that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because apparently there's going to be a bunch of 7 references, and we will have played the original 7 by the time the new expansion hits. So yeah, I guess we will be able to call some of those references. It's helped the other direction though, because I was not really feeling the new field operation, like the massive zone where you go in there with a lot of players. But after I played Final Fantasy V, I'm like, oh damn, this whole zone is just Final Fantasy V music, Final Fantasy V armor. Like I'm digging it a lot more because I really enjoyed 5.
Yeah, 5's a great one. 5's fantastic. I heard that was among your favorite of the battle systems of the 16-bit.
You did your research.
Yeah,
I did.
Well done.
Just a little bit.
It's so rare that people come on here and they've watched anything that we've done.
Well, I mean,
it's
you guys
classy of you.
You're very interesting. It's a great podcast, and I would encourage anybody who is watching live, if they hadn't watched it or listened to it yet, you have both video and audio. Go check it out, because I think the way you guys describe games is really fascinating, because you get into some of the more details that often get overlooked about character development or themes, or how the game thematically treats certain situations. And I was listening, and I've played Final Fantasy VI several times through, but hearing you guys talk about it from not me when I was 10 or 11, and then subsequently like revisiting it, I was thinking, wow, you guys really liked Celes a lot. And I thought, that's so interesting, because as a character, she is very fascinating, and she does have all these great moments, but it's always, I never saw her as like the protagonist, even though she most clearly is in the second act, certainly. But like, and you guys brought some really cool information and some different perspective that I enjoyed listening to. So yeah, And not just that, you guys have been playing all of the original Final Fantasies 1 through 6, which is some of those can be quite a chore. So I tip my hat to you.
Well, do you agree with 5? Do you like 5, or what's kind of your favorite battle system?
Well, it's a kind of a nuanced topic, and I don't want to meander. I think 5 is probably my favorite battle system with the jobs and how they allow a lot of player expression. I also do enjoy 4, where each character has a role, so to speak, so that they fit into the combat as like a unique identity. And I know that one of your guys' comments was saying that, well, everyone just ends up being a mage in 6. And I can sympathize with that. But I do think that 6 allowed you a lot of meta gaming with the way Espers leveled up your stats so that you could kind of get into this uber powerful setup, which later Final Fantasies kind of embraced, having like more ultimate kind of control of how your characters played out. And I still think they tried to do a little bit of the 4 stuff where they bring back some of the identity with, like, you have a thief and you have a rune mage or like that kind of stuff. So hard for me to choose a favorite, but I really love 5. 5 is a great game. So probably would give 5 the edge, but 6 I think is a better title overall for me.
Oh.
But I also love 4. It changes every month. I don't know. Depends on the season.
That's kind of where I'm at. And like, even like our review that just posted as the most recent like edited video on our channel, like my opinion of 6 has changed a lot since we kind of wrapped it. Like it's the one I'm definitely thinking about the most.
It sticks with you, and it has some really powerful moments that I think other Final Fantasy before it were afraid to touch on or to kind of get in depth with. And special shout to like 4. I remember when I was 9 or 10 or however old I was, and going to the cave where Cecil had to fight his own reflection to put away his dark past. That was like a really cool formative thing for me. And Tella sacrificing his life to cast Meteor, and how like when Tella leveled up, he's the only character ever who lost stats because he was getting old, I guess. That was their theme of it. And that kind of attention.
I don't think I ever picked up on that.
Yeah, it's a weird little bonus thing that they threw in there. But like having that in 4 where the characters felt like they could be lost at any time, and it was a very real stakes, was something new to me as like an RPG, kind of like, whoa, they're what's gonna happen? So yeah,
that's sick.
Cool games though. Yep.
You did your research. I am like legit a fan of what you do. I regularly watch your stuff. The funny thing is though, I came in through like you going out and exploring Japan. That's
right.
How I found you. I was prepping to go to Japan, and so I was just consuming as much like Japan travel content as I could. And I found this guy that was going out to bars and live streaming the entire experience.
I did do that.
Yeah. And like to give you your flowers, I really appreciated it because it just made me feel a lot more confident about going on this trip, because in those streams, which now it's I feel like you're more known for the walk and talks now.
Yeah. I feel like I made a conscious effort to go in a different direction, not because I don't like izakayas and meeting Japanese people and culturally sharing drinks with them and stuff. I felt that in the past 2 years, some of the IRL, how it's perceived in Japan has taken a more of a negative shift. And I respect people's privacy first and foremost. And on those bar crawls, we always told people, hey, can we film here? Or, hey, this is going to be live. It wasn't anything that we were trying to do, or I was trying to do, like, to subvert that. But I found that public opinion has shifted a bit, and the walk and talk still allow me to show a side of myself about telling stories or waxing poetically about something. And you don't have to look at my face. You have way better scenery to look at and see cool stuff and witness neat things. So I think it was a good middle ground there.
Yeah, I have enjoyed all of it, and the trajectory has been really fun to watch. And it's like it's a bit funny too, because it's like, oh, like you've been able to keep the energy, but like you found a healthier angle.
I did find it.
just, like, going
I
out
needed
drinking.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is now the problem I'm experiencing. Last week, we did a drinking podcast, and it has been quite the hit. It has been probably the most requested to like do it again, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
It's fun. It's
repeatable
people
content.
love to see that side, and because we show a little bit more beyond like the veil, and we can see like, hey, look, this is who we really, a little bit of silliness to it, and laughter is in high supply. I still, like I said, I still go out and enjoy meeting people, and occasionally we do like some drinking stuff, or like we go show people the izakaya culture, because it's such a big part of Japan still, that you need to understand that, I think, to maximize your enjoyment of a visit here, of that this is it's a big part of it, going out and meeting strangers. So yeah.
That's the vibe I got, and like my first night there, like maximum jet lag. Once we went out to like find food and a drink, like the locals were so nice to my wife and I, because I had never seen one of those push to slide doors before. So I was struggling to get into my first izakaya.
You were playing on wait mode. It's okay. You know,
exactly.
most of us choose active. We just open the doors, but I respect it. It's a different playthrough.
Because as an English speaker, you see push and you're like, this is clearly a sliding door. I don't want to push, and it's made of thin wood. And I don't want to break it.
No, certainly. It's
but
it's a scary thing.
Yeah, but I bring up being like I bring up being a fan of yours because I want to, like, before we completely leave RPGs, I want to see if some of your past mentions of your favorite RPGs and just favorite games ever still holds. Because you say your opinion changes a lot, but through watching you for the past couple of years, it's come up that you really like Grandia. It's come up that you really like Suikoden, and in the last year, it's been very apparent your love of tactics.
I do love that game. Yeah, it's my favorite Final Fantasy personally, but again, that changes. I think, I don't know if we're talking about retro games later. I think we might be, but this is more of the RPG side. I think that role-playing games, they operate in this weird place where when you had the PlayStation 1 and the Super Nintendo, and to a smaller extent, the Sega Genesis and Dreamcast and those systems, it was the Wild West of development, where they were able to take some just incredibly creative decisions on what kind of stories they wanted to tell. And RPGs, being the most story-driven games outside of some PC stuff like Monkey Island or Grim Fandango or those adventure games, allowed me to almost lock it. Like, having a game that lasted more than 5 hours was really cool to me. And Grandia's great. Suikoden's great. I made a small, very concise list of about 30 games that you guys could look at that are not on the main. I feel like, to your listeners, it's a really tough one, because I think one of the problems with being a JRPG fan is that the fans, us collectively, accidentally gatekeep our favorite hobbies so much because we care about it. I'm hoping that's where it's from. But like, I could say, here's the 5 gems that you may have not heard of from the SNES. And that list could be 5 different games than another very obviously like studious RPG player from years past. And when you do play Chrono Trigger, or as you did play 6, I would be unsurprised if you had a lot of people say, oh, you missed this one thing, or if you just didn't try this other thing out, or if you'd used this character more, you would have seen. And it can be tough, because we want people to love our game as much as we love it. But it's a really tough conversation. But here is in some small list of some games that you can play, and I put them by era. So in case you wanted to go back to, and I kept them to be not quite mainstream, but also not like so deeply undercover that I'm writing for Pitchfork or something. So I wanted to give you guys, at least, you probably know most of them, but for the Nintendo Entertainment System, I'd recommend Dragon Warrior 4 and Star Tropics. Those Dragon Warrior now is called Dragon Quest, but Dragon Warrior 4 is the absolute best. For the Super Nintendo, Breath of Fire 2, Earthbound, Lufia 2, Secret of Evermore. Undisputably great, unique titles that operate very differently from each other. PlayStation, go with Genso Suikoden, Valkyrie Profile, Star Ocean 2, Thousand Arms, and Saga Frontier 2. Those are where I'm only going to leave you with those maybe 10 or 11 titles, but I wrote them for Sega Genesis, PC, PS2, N64 had one entry. Ogre Battle 64. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. We're gonna
I've
have
been
to
wanting
make
to do
this
that
a
one.
permanent feature. We're gonna make this a permanent feature that when any because I'm sure you get this when you play an RPG on stream, immediately the comments just start flooding in for recommendations for other RPGs for you to play. So we're gonna have to make this a sign in the studio, and we're just gonna cross-reference it anytime anyone recommends anything. We're like, all right, did Pete recommend this?
Well, I mean, I like I said, I was making this on stream when I started today's my own stream, and I called it RPGs by Era, an abbreviated listing of lesser-known gems. I had about 150 people add several different titles and told me that mine were also wrong. So it's one of those things where, you know, you can't leave off this because, and like I said, it's one of those things where it's as a community, I think we need to do a better job of letting people get a recommendation or experience the game and keep our mouths and our opinions as close to shut as possible until they finish it and share with it. Because at best, we were using game facts or school lunchrooms when we had these opportunities to play them growing up. And I think we need to preserve that as well because, you know, it's like going to a book club, you know, let's all be on the same ending. Let's all talk about the movie after we're done watching it. And we can keep that enthusiasm and appreciate differences in opinion, which I really want people to do when we talk about RPGs. So those are some good ones, though. Those are some great, great ones.
I know we've been seduced by the box art of Secrets of Evermore many times. Like if we saw this in the rental shop, this would be an absolute go.
This was the last one I added, but it's such a charming game because you go to a variety of worlds, and the kid who's on the front there with his dog, I think the game starts with him leaving a movie theater, and that kind of idea of we're going to go into 4 different genres of films, and he's always making references to different movies. He's like, this is like when Zach McCracken did the blah, you know, like there's all these cool callbacks for the kid who loves movies. Who's from Anytown, USA. So it's a great game. It's not particularly like 9 out of 10 or anything, but like you said, you passed it in Blockbuster or Family Video, you rented it, and it has a lot of charm to it.
I don't think
we recently tried Secret of Mana, and Evermore came up a lot because like the story behind this is it was Western developed, but using a lot of like the Mana assets, right?
Yeah, so Secret of Mana, obviously a very popular franchise, and this was the Western, like, it's kind of like how in Final Fantasy they tried to make Mystic Quest, which was actually not a Final Fantasy, but they said this is like an easy RPG so that Western audiences can get into this new genre. And that came out before 4 or 5, well, 5 never came out in America, or 6 or... And so the Secret of Evermore is also just trying to appeal to that because Secret of Mana is a little bit more Japanese-centric in its ethos and like anime base. But both great games. But I love Secret of Evermore. It's a charming title.
And looking at our own list here, I think Star Ocean is new, but I feel like I know this name. So there was a more recent one a couple years ago.
Well, there's like 10 of those games.
Oh, okay.
But Star Ocean, if I recall correctly, I don't think it ever came out in America on the Super Nintendo. I think. Or I never played it if it did. So when Star Ocean 2 came out on the PlayStation, it was just an incredible experience. One of the better combat systems, in my opinion, that I'd ever played up to that point. And I thought, this is you're going to space. It's got a grandiose story. I really like this. And I think Star Ocean later was re-released on the PSP, that Super Nintendo version. And then they just remastered Star Ocean 2 so that you can play it now with fully voice acted and all kinds of new updates to the combat. Excellent game. I genuinely love that one as well.
And
so
the absolute standout of everything you said, what is Star Tropics?
That one is kind of a deeper cut. So
this one has definitely never been recommended.
I've never seen
if it
this.
has, it flew by and I missed it.
And like box art's normally like a couple heroes posing, maybe a bad guy. This is a hole in the ground on an island.
Yeah, Star Tropics, it came out kind of near the end of the Nintendo lifespan in terms of, I'm trying to remember because I think the Super Nintendo came out in 91. I think. Could have been 90, but we were shifting into this bit war where we have like 8-bit and this one's double the power. So it's 16-bit, which is crazy. And so Star Tropics was just kind of one of those games that I fell in love with that showed up in the like very early 90s, 90, 91. And it was just, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just a great, awesome action adventure romp through and I don't think it ever came out in Japan either. I think it's one of the weird games that we were lucky to get, but they didn't. So I had to fact check that though. But yeah, check out Star Tropics. Huh. It's very, very good.
Yeah, that's definitely a deep cut. I know Valkyrie Profile has been recommended. I think both Jesse Cox and Unaleska were like, get on that Valkyrie Profile. It also gets mentioned by chat a lot.
Oh man, and like I left off so many of the main titles. Like there are so many. Like another great PlayStation game, like Thousand Arms, is one I mentioned. I think I did, but it's really unique in the sense that it kind of has this dating aspect where your main character is a blacksmith, but he can only grant inspiration by getting close to these people in your party. And like a high school kid, like I was like, well, that's cool. I don't have any friends like that. I was like, so this game became, and its battle system is really unique, but there's so many of these hidden gems on the PlayStation because they were just trying everything. And I left out about 15 amazing titles on the PlayStation that are 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s that are still being referenced in Final Fantasy 14 or in other major games that are just awesome. So yeah, it was a great system for that, for sure.
That's definitely missing out on the breadth of titles available on the PS1 has definitely become the kind of sub story of our channel this year. Even though we're still, at least on our every Final Fantasy project, we're still one game away because we're counting Chrono Trigger because it was like a bunch of Final Fantasy devs that took everything they learned on all the Final Fantasy that they developed
Dream
and
Team.
Brought that over to Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
So even though I see you in the comments, everybody, I see you accusing us of stalling to get to Final Fantasy VII. I think you're just self-reporting that you don't know your lore. But we will be finally getting the PS1 Final Fantasy titles this year. But we've already dipped our toe into PlayStation because we had this problem where we were like halfway through Final Fantasy VI when Fan Fest Anaheim happened. We're like, crap, we're going to have to travel and kind of break our playthrough in half. And we needed something to kind of buffer to time it a little better. So I dipped our toe into Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
which neither of us had played because we didn't have a PS1. And I have no excuse. I had a PS2. I don't know why I didn't play MGS2. I'm actually one of those weirdos that bought Zone of the Enders because I wanted to play the mech game and I didn't.
Not the demo.
The PS2 demo. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Zone of the Enders was very fun though. To be fair, it was a really cool
it's a great game.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah.
But I definitely was guilty of like I had to do the tanker demo. It was mandatory. Yeah, that was, and I think I bought Tobal number 1 or 2 or whatever it was to get the Final Fantasy VII demo that came out before it. So yeah.
That was a big thing back in the day. It's just grabbing up full price games to play a demo of the game you actually want. But
it's
what you gonna do?
It's astonishing because I need to get this right. Let me think. The thing that blows my mind is that you have Final Fantasy VI probably came out in 94, I think. Maybe 93, but 93 to 95. It's in those 3 years. And Final Fantasy VII is less than 5 years later. I think it's like 3 or 4 years after. And it felt like such a massive gulf of time and progress that had been like ushered in when that game dropped. And to have that be so different now, where we're going on 7 years between news of Final Fantasies, and then you get a new one. But it used to be every 3 years, every two and a half, you would get all the new information.
To invoke Final Fantasy 14, that's something that Yoshi P, like, in an interview brought up this year, is that he thinks one of the biggest challenges for capturing the new generation in terms of making new Final Fantasy fans is just the amount of time between mainline releases.
It's a shame. And it's not just Final Fantasy. It's every major franchise now. We go a decade. I mean, I'm not a big GTA guy, but it's been, I think, GTA 5 came out on the PS3 and the Xbox like 360 or something ridiculous. And we've been on, and Persona 5 was a PS3 game, and it slowly made its way to 5 or to the PS5, as like a packaged edition. And we're going through these 8 or 9 year dev cycles that can be so disappointing because we're not getting new IPs to wait or new creative games outside of the indie sphere. There's a lot of hesitation from the major devs to like just be as risk taking as they were back in the N64 and the PlayStation 1 and the PS2 days. And it's just like, man, I wish we could get those games and have them and find new favorites and new franchises and celebrate those. But it's a shame.
Yeah, I take heat every time I bring this up, and I'm like, who kind of figured it out, but everyone complains about the games is Pokemon. They're like the one franchise that kind of figured it out. They kept their scope managed. I know there's also like forced deadlines going on here, but in the grand scheme of things, they found a way to keep games coming out at a reasonable speed that really no one else has managed. Maybe you could throw MMOs in here too, because they just keep using the same engine, and maybe eventually over time they'll fairly drastically improve the graphics. But
yeah, I think Pokemon and like sports titles and the Call of Duties suffer from that sameness where not a lot of reused assets, a lot of unoriginal ideas. And I think the big difference, Final Fantasy, when they used to be the industry standard of slick menu UI, sound effects, every aspect of a Final Fantasy like 7, 8, 9, they were the cutting edge of almost any game that was coming out. And all other RPGs would be kind of stacked against those to say like, this is where the bar has been set. And Metal Gear Solid, of course, is also there in any kind of, it created a genre essentially, but like those things were so innovative where if you look at like what Game Freak's doing now with some of their Pokemon or the Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 9, Black Ops 8, or
they restarted the count at one point.
I can't even, but like those are unfortunately, while they may be fun games and they may add some new things and some new rosters, we're not really treated to a whole new experience. And it's not as slick or as groundbreaking as we used to have. So yeah, these 8 or 9 year waits are killing me. So
it's tough. Chat brings up a good point. The Yakuza series, the Like a Dragon series is
they always do. They've been doing a really great job. That's a great shout. Yeah.
That's a good pull. Yeah.
Dark Souls there for a while was really good. Elden Ring was massive and huge and inviting for a lot of reasons and not just mimic tier. And then this last, what was it, 6 months ago? Well, no, it wasn't that long. 4 months ago, we played our first Nuzlocke. And that for me actually changed fundamentally what I needed from Pokemon. I got little kids. It's very easy to bring up Pokemon. It's very easy to play the cards and put on the show and watch Ash Ketchum. But as an adult who loves like Slay the Spire, I was just kind of getting bored.
That's so the Nuzlocke. That is I think community driven goals are, or like those events make these games so much fun. You guys know of the Final Fantasy V one that they do every year as well?
Yep.
The 4-job fiesta.
Yeah, great. It's such a great reason to revisit these fun titles and have a new twist for it, where you're just not like, all right, well, we're just gonna do Final Fantasy V again. But like, yeah, Nuzlocke or Cobblemons on Minecraft, where it's like adding Pokemon to Minecraft and doing stuff. It's awesome, man. I wish that they would take a lesson from that over at the development side and lean into it more.
100%. I couldn't stop thinking about that as we were going through our Nuzlocke, just being like, if they just came out with an official randomized, like, it would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. Well,
and you want to talk about
anyway.
reuse. They do, but you want to talk about reusing assets. Like, that's all it is. It's nothing but reused assets, and yet it keeps these games alive essentially indefinitely, which is it's wild. They don't have a Pokemon game that is really a games as a service, but the fans have made one. It's like they did the work for you. Just hey, make an official version of this, please and thank you. I would really appreciate it, because I like my Switch too.
Yeah.
I would like an infinitely replayable Pokemon on my Switch too. That sounds great. It sounds like a good time. But I want to bring it back to Metal Gear real quick, because like of all the retro, like of all the older games, maybe classic games, I don't know. Do you care about terminology? Like, what do you, when you play in older games, do you call it retro? Do you call it classic? You just call it opening the schools?
Well, I mean, retro is weirdly a hotly debated keyword. I mean, at some point we have to consider. It's hard for me to wrap my head around, because you mentioned the Atari earlier, and when I had a PS2, the SNES was almost certainly even then considered retro. It was like, oh yeah, I collect retro games. These are cool. These are retro. Nintendo absolutely was retro, but the time between them was less than a decade. And now, when in 2026, if I looked up games that came out in 2012 or something, I think people would be like, that is not retro. Have you lost your mind? And I think that somebody in my chat earlier said that as soon as a game leaves the cultural zeitgeist, I'm considering that retro. And I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. But I think that I think anything, as each year or in each new system comes out, the previous system up all the way until the PS3 for some, PS3, Xbox 360, I think people are just never going to call it retro, because the HD graphics still kind of ushered in a sameness that we can draw a reference point to. So I think anything before that, you can probably say is retro, and I think people would most likely be inclined to agree with you. I think the real thing is I'm retro. I think we're retro. We're getting to be to 39 and 40. It's our memories of these games is what seems so dated now. But yeah, I think
I mean, we're the second generation to grow up with video games, because I think Gen X were probably the first. They came up with the Atari and arcade culture.
I think I was right there. The Atari was and the Tandy were my first two machines. I was like 4, and yeah, I guess I wasn't going to like pinball and playing Donkey Kong and Gradius like somebody in their 50s now did. But and home console and home gaming, we were pretty much right there from the very beginning. And yeah, I think it's crazy to me that Metal Gear Solid is a retro game, because when it did come out, oh my God, this was the most revolutionary game that at any point had ever been released. And now you play it and you're like, oh boy, this is rough. This is going to take some getting used to.
The controls sent us. Like we had a. So normally when we're playing like when we've been going through the Pixel Final Fantasy games, we're just playing it on a PC. And I don't know if you've ever messed with this, but you can use the original Microsoft Copilot, not the new crap that's AI, but old school Copilot was just like, it let you plug in 2 controllers and they just worked seamlessly. They both just took inputs or whatever. So that's how we passed the controller back and forth. But for MGS, we were literally like you brought your friend over, or you're playing with your brother or your sister, passing the controller back and forth. Oh boy. Yeah, I think generally MGS has aged surprisingly well. Particularly it hasn't been that long since we beat 2. Oh my god, the story and the themes of 2. It's just like
quite
holy
prescient.
crap.
When he made
really
it,
kind of called it.
yeah. It's quite impressive.
But the controls are what's tough.
Yeah, the controls. To me, I mean, like if I have a choice, I'll still throw in my my PS1 paddle, and I have a USB for it, and there's something about it that it's you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, but when that was the newest thing, and I cannot overstate how incredible and visually and from an audio perspective and from a control perspective that this was able to break down barriers, the likes of which I could not even perceive. And I have vivid memories of screaming and telling my mom that Psycho Mantis magically moved my controller across the floor. And he told me that I liked Genso Suikoden and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And I remember pausing my game, telling my mother, and then running down the street to tell my friends that games now have mind reading.
That's so much cooler than what I did. Mario fell asleep on screen, and I was like, whoa, I didn't give it input for 3 minutes straight. This is crazy.
But that is
Mario,
crazy.
man.
That is cool.
When Sonic tapped his feet, I was impressed.
but hey, the N64 had dedicated camera movement buttons. Like, even though, you know, in retrospect, they were never really used as much as they were supposed to. But the fact that you're playing Mario 64 and suddenly, you know, I can shift the angle in which I'm perceiving this world like that. I mean, that was also insane. And you could pull on his nose and his ears and stuff at the intro. And you're like, these were experiences that before that were not even, it's not even gimmicky. We didn't even think of it. Like, it wasn't even possible. So I have a soft spot in my heart for trying to preserve what it was like when those games came out and the limitations that we had, which was still like the best thing ever. And it just seems incomprehensible when you look at it now.
You can, with a bit of like history, like understand file size and why something might not be fully voice acted, but Metal Gear was completely voice acted through all those audio logs. I was
a staggering amount of voice acting.
Yeah, I was completely floored by KOTOR years later being a voice acted RPG, and I was reading my own lines.
Yeah, I think that the thing about retro games that is most interesting to me, and it's one of the only mediums that I can think of that is now mainstream, that I'm talking about video games, where it has changed so drastically within 50 years that in ways that music, movie, literature, and art have relatively not had. You watch a movie from 1937, it's going to be different. It might be in black and white, or you might watch a movie from the 60s. It might not be HD or have CGI, but the medium of, like, we recorded a story, it's acted, it's performed, and you can follow along this story and then discuss it at your whims. A book, you read the descriptions. There's been changes in ways literature's written, but relatively the same. Music has new instruments and new inspiration and new things, but essentially it's an experience that you listen to, and you there's been not a massive change. Video games have undergone so many changes that you went from half of the TVs, or the ways that we even played those games, are no longer available for anybody to use. The way that we controlled those games has changed dramatically. The way that we added visual elements, audio elements, and gameplay elements are so drastically different from just 1989, 1990, that I really struggle to explain my enthusiasm to people when I show them a retro game, and you take it at face value and you look at it and you hear it and you see it and you're like, it's cool, but Fortnite, you know, and um, I haven't figured out the way yet to share it in a way that I think it needs to be celebrated or could be celebrated, because it just makes no sense. It makes no sense how far we've come and how different it is than every other medium that's kind of mainstream. And now every single person has it in their phone, in their pocket, on the go, has a Switch or a PC, which when just 30 years ago, we were a very small community of people who were enthusiasts of video games. Actually incredible. It's a bit meandering what I was saying there, but I hope that I made a little bit of sense on how much it's changed and like how crazy that is. Maybe
we got a toasty at the tail end of that.
That was my fault. It was a retro callback.
Such a perfect. Yeah,
there you go. That's what I that's kind of where I think that's what keeps me up at night is trying to explain why Hideo Kojima's Snatcher is still a really great Sega CD game. And people are like, okay, that's cool, man. And you know, it's tough.
I'm gonna cycle the server real quick.
Oh, sure thing. We having some drift.
Yep, a little bit.
Go for it.
Hopefully that made a little sense.
No, that you basically go for it.
It's something that we're relearning as we're going through these classics. It's something I used to think a lot more about, but I've kind of gotten away from it as I've played more modern games. Like I still think that like our bread and butter, which is like MMOs, it still skews older, but they're still young folks. We've been adopted by a surprising number of VTubers who definitely skew decades younger than us. But like and that's why I really wanted to make sure to bring up MGS, is because it was just this thing that really made me think about the progression of gaming, because I really enjoyed it, and I think if you can spend like an hour with the controls, I think you'll get used to it, and I think you'll have a really good time with the original MGS1. And I also think there is this I think now's the time to like give it a shot, because there's a lot of brand new games that are using these PS1 aesthetics. They're not one-to-one like a lot of games that people are saying, oh yeah, they're using like PS1 style. They're a little too pretty. they're like somewhere in between PS1 and PS2. But you've got your inscription. You've got things like Forbidden Solitaire that are brand new games that are harkening back to these days of early 3D. And MGS1 was just like every trick in the book. It was like the Jurassic Park of its day for video games, where it was like you go watch OG Jurassic Park. They're using it's such a mix of practical and CG. And that's how I felt about Metal Gear Solid 1, because it was using so much pixel art. Like it really flexes pixel art on top of its 3D, on top of the fact that it was really the first time a game had this much damn voice acting in it.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it's just this mixed media masterpiece that's really fun to visit. And I think the story just straight up holds up. Like I was just enthralled by it.
Yeah, it's still my favorite of all the Metal Gears. The first one is my favorite story. It's got a great cast of rogues gallery, and they still feel relatively grounded within reality a little bit, even though it's a bit excessive. Shadow Moses Island is like the spiritual home, even though there was a couple of Snake games on the Nintendo, and they did adventure with some of these kind of stealth mechanics. It's just, and David Hayter's performance and Cam Clark's performance, just so many great moments in that game, and the way that he challenged you as a player to, in different items, like you need to smoke cigarettes so that you calm down, or that you have to plug your controller into port 2 so he couldn't read your inputs, or you had to use the whole breadth of your items to gain an advantage over this seemingly impossible task. And the fact that you had to check the back of the video game box to find Meryl's codec.
That was crazy. Yeah. That's
incredibly it's just such an ingenious way to totally master the way that this is done. Hold on one second.
All good.
Okay. Yeah, is my I think my wife was like, "You're getting too excited about Metal Gear again, honey." So, and it does happen. So
That's fair.
yeah,
It's a regular
but
occurrence.
that stuff is it's unbelievable, and it's crazy to call Metal Gear Solid a retro game, but it almost certainly is.
I think my cutoff used to be if it had a HD component or HDMI cable, I didn't consider it retro. But I think the line's blurring. I think some folks are looking back at 360 PS3 and being like, yeah. I mean, because PS3 we were still on OG like God of War arc. Like God of War 3 was a PS3 game, and like now we've got a whole new kind of reborn change up on that entire universe.
I remember renting Condemned Bloodshot, which was not an amazing game, but it was the first one I ever played of those like scanner, like, you know, Batman Arkham, you know, like you'd walk in a place and there'd be blood over here and there'd be footprints over here. And I beat the whole game, couldn't read any text because my TV was too old.
That was me in Dead Rising. I remember
that was me in Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Yep. You couldn't see a damn thing that Otis was telling you, and you just hear him go, "Well, now they're dead." You're like, "Okay, well, that's unfair because I have a 27-inch massive TV, and I still can't read." And it's crazy to even think that, you know, we were talking to my friend about Halo, and when I was 18, I was a senior in high school, and Halo had just come out, and we had every Friday night we had 22 people come over to my house. And we did 3 of them had to carry massive 450-pound televisions. You had to bring 4 different Xbox consoles. Everybody had to bring at least 1 controller, your own controller, and at least 2 12-packs of soda or 1 24-pack. And like any Midwesterner, I had a garage fridge for no reason that would be filled. We'd play it all night. And to me, that game doesn't even, it still seems like Halo, of course. It holds up, Blood Gulch. But I'm sure if I went back to OG hardware and held the Duke in my hands, I'd be like, well, okay, we've made some meaningful progress in terms of graphics and loading and map design. And this is so small. How did I ever think this was the biggest stage ever? That's every year we get further away from, like you said, it blurs the line of HD certainly is kind of holding out a little bit. It's like, no, we're still modern, but it's been a long time. It's been 20 years nearly.
Yeah. It's also just like how long it's been since some of these full-on franchises have been kind of zeitgeist relevant. Like how long's it been since we've had a new Halo? I know they just came out with like a remake, but again, they're just remaking Halo 1 again. Same goes, like you mentioned Arkham, Kyle. Like we haven't had a new Arkham in forever. Like, and like I get that shit on my shorts feed all the time, which is just like all these Arkham shorts. It's just like, look what we did before ray tracing, and they're right. These game looks amazing. I just finished playing Devil May Cry 5 for the first time. That's an 8-year-old game somehow, and to me, it looks modern. Like Capcom's RE engine is nuts. Like the early
best,
RE engine games
yeah.
still look amazing. So like, it's just that kind of thing where, you kind of got that gut check. And I think a lot of us are doing it this year because of GTA, like you mentioned, Pete. Like, it's like, wait, it's been 13 years. If it gets delayed, it's going to be 14 years from GTA 5.
It's tough. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you mentioned games like Inscription or even like Mega Bonk or a more retro version, like a Stardew Valley. Or there are these people like us who grew up with these games that are no longer being made by the developers who have either lost interest or they've taken too long. And I do think, because I don't like think that retro is the best era. Like I think now we're in a really great golden era of indie development where we have so much creativity pouring out from these solo devs or these small dev teams. And also, even though it's a little excessive with the remakes and the remasters and the repackaged, it's great that there are opportunities for younger gamers to have access to some of the games that I think are really important as I grew up with. I think video game preservation of those retro titles is one of the biggest problems facing our industry as like gamers. But I also think that not that many people care. So it's kind of tough. It's a weird. I'm glad that remasters and stuff are being repackaged and resold and updated in quality of life, but I do really worry that we're going to miss out on so many great titles because we don't have a way to play them or preserve them anymore.
Thank goodness for VTubers. I think there's that element of how do I hook up this camera to a computer that just makes them whiz with ROMs, and they just go down this road naturally. Like anytime I need code to run something in stream, I type VTuber in the search bar. VTuber, how do you connect to Twitch? Multi-stream, like they've got it.
Oh, that's so good. Good. I'm happy to hear that. If I was the czar of gaming, my first thing would to create a registry somewhere online where games could be preserved forever and you could buy them for $2. Or I just think like having access to Police Knots or even like crappy games like Lester the Unlikely or Beyond Oasis or all these ancient games that are just not very good, but you don't want to lose them forever, and you want to have a legal avenue to pursue those games instead of having to look for ROM sites or emulation things, which are really great, and I think that's an awesome thing that we have. But it's just such a shame that we've lost the source code for Icewind Dale 2, and we'll never have that back. Or when I think they lost it for Kingdom Hearts or one of them, and they had to kind of build it back from the scratch. Like from a previous dev mode of it, and then be like, here's what we got, but we managed to make it work. I wish we could really do a better job.
Yeah, that happened with Kingdom Hearts, and that happened with World of Warcraft. Classic is rebuilt from modern WoW code. And
is that right?
Those Kingdom Hearts remakes as well were like, as far as I understand, like rebuilt from the ground up because they didn't have the source code anymore. Unless what are you gonna do? Yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, games preservation is. I feel like it ebbs and flows in people's mind with Sony announcing they're getting rid of discs. It's definitely back in a hot way. There's a lot of people talking about the importance of games preservation. I think it has gotten also better in a way, still with its own hoops you got to jump through. Like I've been staring at my old 3DS just laying around like, do I want to mod you? So I've started like going down the rabbit hole of learning about 3DS modding and all that kind of stuff. And like the video I pulled up on YouTube that had the most views that came up first for 3DS modding is this 40-minute highly detailed look at it. And one of the first things I bring up is that you can just buy a piece of hardware that lets you plug a cart in and make your own like fully legally ethical your own ROMs, which like back when I first learned about ROMs and was definitely not downloading them. That was like it was like black magic. You had no idea how anyone was ripping these things anywhere. But now you can just go on Amazon, get a cart reader, and actually back up your own games, make your own ROMs from your own carts, which really makes me mad that I saved over my original Pokemon Red save.
Well, I mean, yeah, progress lost aside. I didn't mean to only be exclusively be like, no, we need more physical stuff. I'm like you said, I'm happy that there are a handful of people on the planet who have taken this cause and made it simpler for people nearly 50 who I'm like, I don't know how to set up a Discord webcam. And so I'm glad that we have that. I hope that someday we can, like the Congress has the national movie list of like protected works. Metal Gear Solid and Chrono Trigger should be in there, and they should say, hey, we have to make sure that in case of we lose the internet, these will still be available for people to play.
There is a language to develop. Like if we had, for some reason, and I've seen a lot of streamers do this, just jump straight to 7. They're like, I want to get into Final Fantasy. Which one should I do? And chat enters 7, start with 7, you go straight to 7. That weird 3D twist they did in the pixel art of 2, where like you still had the chameleon basilisk, but he was shot as though from the front angle in an action pose. And it's completely insane. But there's an element of that just goes like, wow, you tried something. I see what you're trying to communicate, but without that, you're dealing with that, like what I had in Warcraft 3 icons. I was like, is that a hand? Are those eyeballs? What's a Zergling's face even? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
And that's a great point. Is we used the gaps of our imagination or what was there, and we filled it with what we wanted it to be.
And it worked, and it was, and just what you brought to the games made them that much bigger. And I think you need an entry point for that, and that could be something like Geometry Dash or something, like a game where you can just make your own levels and just explore an editor. But most companies don't put those out now because, one, they're expensive to make a user version of, and two, they want to sell you the packs and whatnot. Like I just played Fire Emblem Awakening for the first time, and that marriage system was insane. Like I've never played anything like that.
That blew my mind. I didn't even know you could have kids. So I didn't know that was a thing, that they could inherit abilities and be better than their parents. And then I was playing on like hardcore, like we're permadeath, and I just had my units, and I was like, I'm not gonna play Cupid here. I just let's just do the tactics. And at the end, because I'd really pressed for no spoilers in the playthrough with the community, and they were like, I cannot believe you didn't marry anybody and you didn't have any kids, and you couldn't. I was like, you can have kids on Fire Emblem, and like it was. I kind of blew that one, but
that's crazy.
I know, man. Games are freaking cool, aren't they?
I'm glad
it's my favorite thing. They're so much fun. And 7, you guys are going to love. It's a lot of people's favorite. It's a lot of people's first RPG. It was, obviously, I would guess, very popular.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that I have to give him an amazing amount of credit because, 1, 2, and 3 are pretty rough. Even at any point I've played them. Like, those are tough games, and they take a certain amount of persistence to get through. And I think the fruits of your labor will be paid off when you now get to enjoy 6 and 5 and tactics and 7, 8, 9, and so on and so on and so on. Can't wait for 11. You guys are going to love it. I don't know if you're going to do 11, but
we're definitely doing 11. I don't know how much of the Final Fantasy 14 creative sphere that you're familiar with, but we're friends with Mr. Happy, who is like the go-to guide dude for Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And
of course,
he's a total 11 freak. Like, and he just keeps like, so when you get 11, when we gonna stream together? And he just keeps. I'm glad that he's still interested, because he asked like a year ago, and we still haven't taken a bump up on it yet.
11. I mean, I played 11 and 14 1.0s, or like when they first came out, and then also with the Realm Reborn being like back in, and so those games were very formative as an online sphere. And I think that when you do find those players who did play 11 and are passionate about it, there's still a really great community to enjoy. I started a brand new character like 2 years ago and went through about 70% of the story. It was a very different game now. But the heart and soul of it, I'm so glad, is still present and available to play. And I think you guys are I hope that you guys enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy revisiting older MMOs. Late last year, went back to Guild Wars 1 when they had their relaunch. Really, like, there's something about those older, slower moving games that I find really just comfortable, kind of getting back to that cozy feeling that you mentioned like an hour ago now. But real quick before we wrap the mainline Final Fantasy talk, tactics aside, what's your favorite like numbered Final Fantasy? It's
a real tough question. Because I'm not a fence sitter. I'm certainly not that. It's just that, it's one of the questions I get asked the most is that, hey, Pete, I've never played Final Fantasy. Which one should I start with? I get it all the time. And I think, in my opinion, it kind of settles into a couple of different buckets. If you're into the retro sprites and the kind of, old school Final Fantasies, I do think 6 is the best starting point. You might like 5 more, you might like 4 more, but I think 6 is the best representation of that era. And then of the turn-based games, I would say start with 10. Like it has the most refined turn-based of all the Final Fantasies, and before they kind of went action mode. MMO, obviously 14 is probably going to be the clubhouse leader at this time. And then if you're looking for like the action side of it, I would say 7 Remake. That aside, because they're all really great games, and I've never felt a Final Fantasy was anything worse than like a B- or a B, and most of them are a very high ranking and enjoyable. I think that my heart often sits between 6 and a 9, with those two being the most deeply nostalgic and enjoyable for me to revisit. And I think they have some of the most poignant moments, but there's no wrong answer. There's so many cool characters that you interact with throughout all of the Final Fantasies. But I was listening to your guys' pod about the opera scene and how incredible that segment is. Recently, there was a concert in Japan that Uematsu held, who was the composer of the music for these games. And it's called the Bra Bra event. Are you guys familiar with this concert?
No. Here in the States, we have Distant Worlds, and that's
right. That's
it.
the kind of medley of all the games into one. So the Bra Bra event is Brass and Bravo, which is a unique Japanese kind of like styling of words. And basically on that concert, Uematsu-san kind of put together a different track listing, and he wants it to be very interactive with the audience. So he invites you to bring your own instruments and your own recorder. And almost every Japanese person, yeah, it's incredible. And everyone in Japan that goes to school knows how to play a recorder at some point in their life. So he said his dream, because they do the song Prelude, the dun 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 dun. As many people as can fit and who can play it, play this together with Uematsu-san playing and with the band there, and they're all playing on their recorder and it's filling this auditorium with these great acoustics. It's very impressive. And then at the end of the night, they play Chocobo de Mamba, which is from Final Fantasy V, but it's in a lot of them. The bum ba na 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 dun dun. And he invites you, if you brought your instrument, whether it's a trombone, a snare drum, a maraca, or a bass, a double bass, whatever, bring that on down to the stage, join the symphony, which is one of the Siena, it's like one of the best orchestra symphonies in the world, and they play that together. But the coolest one, I've been to 4 of them now, the absolute coolest moment was at this most recent. It's all in Japanese, so I don't know what's coming. He doesn't tell you the track listing. He brings out 3 different professional opera singers, and they do a 9-minute version of the entire opera scene from 6. And Uematsu-san also reads the script as the impresario or the narrator who's saying, and then they fought and they did these things. And to have it go from some sort of garbled 16-bit thing that sounds like, you can hear the words of what he's saying, but then to actually have a trained professional opera singer do these moments, and they're doing basic blocking to interact with each other. Somehow, I don't know how this works, but the thing I heard when I was 10 sounded awfully similar to the professionals doing it when I heard it live in front of my face. And it's like Kyle said, within these limitations, we somehow fill in the gaps of what we wanted these moments to be. So 6 has a lot of those. I think 7 has a lot of those. Those early Final Fantasies, they paint their stories with broad strokes, and sometimes they're a little bit like, you could actually call them kind of like basic even. But if you get into the minutia and you stay with those characters for a while and you kind of like grow up with them, or you go through a full 90-hour journey with them, you apply some of your favorite characteristics to them, and then it becomes something special. So when I'm asked my favorite, I was 10 or 11 years old when 6 came out, and I loved the story and I loved its characters. And I remember what I was wearing when I bought 7 at Electronics Boutique. My mom took me and let me skip school the next day. I remember it so vividly that it's tough for me to have a favorite, but I don't know. On fall, when I hear, and sometimes I'll hear like one song from a game, and I'll be like, I need to replay, which no sane person would do with its draw system. But that's going to anger some listeners, I think. But
No, we've heard a lot
like,
about those mechanics coming
yeah,
up.
but it was more of a joke, I guess. But like, there's just something magical about that franchise, which I think has endured in people's minds now. But if I can't choose tactics and I have to choose one, I think I am going to choose 6, and then right behind that would be 9, probably. So there you go. That's
okay.
That was a 30-minute answer to a very easy question.
That broke it down. That's important.
That's why we invited you. That's what you're here to do. Heck yeah. 6 and 9 comes up so much. And I don't know if they're just like if there's like a direct line from 6 and 9 to 14, and because we started with like a 14 audience, but yeah, we got some 7 haters in our community. We got some like legit 7 haters.
I mean, it's gonna, like I said, we do a weird thing where we gatekeep some of these games on accident. And I mean, 7 was a tour de force. It is, I think, the most important RPG ever released. It's like to what WoW was for an MMO, right? Like you cannot talk about the genre without referencing it. And 7, which was originally like a 64 title, and again, it was so crazy that Squaresoft broke away from Nintendo, which was such a dedicated JRPG machine, and went to this new, I'm sorry, what was it called? The Sony PlayStation? What the hell is going on? And then Squaresoft kind of merged with Enix, which was making the Dragon Quest at the time as Warrior. They became Square Enix, which was also like, the hell is going on? And when 7 came out, it sent this shockwave of like Metal Gear Solid. It had the most stunning CGI graphics. You had like computer level graphics. This was crazy. It had 3 discs, which was awesome. It had different discs. And then the story in which it was told did so much cool stuff. And it has the materia system, and it's got this great cast. It's multicultural. It's like, it's weird. It's fun. It's steampunky when we didn't know what, I mean, we had a little bit of it with 6 and stuff, but like now it's like, it's visualized so clearly, and the music is now CD quality. We're going from beeps and boops, which are excellent, into really like, I mean, there's a full, what do they call it? They're not, it is an orchestra, but there's like a whole series. There's a word for this. Series of people singing Sephiroth's song, a chorus. They have like a chorus singing the villain's themes and stuff. And so that, I think, really left a lasting imprint in people's minds. And their love for 7 is so strong that some people can't help but be like, actually, it sucks, and and you'll see for yourself. It has some awkward things when you go look back at it. And who knows if you'll like it. I think I was glad that 6 wasn't universally praised by you guys. I think it has some things that need to be looked under and acknowledged that are not very good. But
I appreciate you saying that, because I am getting roasted in the comments for for some of the things that I said about 6. I don't know if I know you've been on vacation, Kyle. I don't know if you caught up.
No, I've been out, man.
Kyle, I think you might have mentioned, it could have been Garrett though, but I think you mentioned that the game starts really, both of you were talking about the intro where you're walking through Narsh and it's got the 3D mode 7 stuff. But I thought it was Kyle who said that, like, yeah, they give you this little vignette like a Star Wars crawl, but it's not the Star Wars. But it's like, hey, there was this war between Espers and Magi, and then it was like it like destroyed the world, and then they got away from that pretty quick. And you were like, that was cool stuff. I kind of wanted to spend a little bit more time and like let that percolate. And you can't really have those conversations sometimes with 6 fans. They're like, yeah, but Ultros, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's true. Ultros is very cool. And yeah, I'm getting very animated. I don't get to talk about retro games very much. So Thank you.
I mean, you have a balance. Let's just shift into what'll probably be the final topic, which is just kind of like content creation. Like you have a balance, I think, unlike anyone else that I actively watch. I mean, you do retro games, you do modern games, you do IRL streaming, and you also have become like the premier podcast guest. I don't know it like I'm again, thank you for coming on our show, because like some of the shows that you go on are some of the biggest like just the most monumental shows out there right now, and
Yeah.
it's just so cool watching you hit that balance, strike that balance, and kind of maneuver through all of these different worlds. And to me, at least, as someone who enjoys what you make, you you're still you in all of them. It's not like you code switch, or you're not like, you don't start saying bro every 3 words when you're hanging out with a younger crowd. Like you're just Pete, like, and it works. Like you bring yourself to any type of scenario. And it's just it's really cool to see from a content creation standpoint.
I really appreciate that. It's I mean, I think I came into this very late. I was 37 when I started streaming, and but I have a life of theatric background and stuff. But I think that what always helped me on those particular opportunities was much like it was today, is I give a tremendous amount of credit to the host letting me talk at length on certain subjects, or to guide me into a place where I'm excited and enthusiastic about things. And on shows like Trash Taste or Tonight, or when I'm hanging out on The Yard or whatever, I think that it's long form storytelling is kind of a little bit going, by the wayside, and it's more about what kind of clip or what kind of moment. But I've always felt that, yeah, I like to take a little bit more time with the storytelling and invite people into why I feel a certain way, other opposed to just the result. Or I don't like, the journey is more important than the destination, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I get invited to these things. I think it's cool. I think that I get along well with people, and I enjoy sharing all this stuff. But your guess is as good as mine. I think I just got pretty lucky in my later years, and to have an audience who, and trust me, I do play a lot of retro games. They remind me of that damn near every time. But I think that if I can't enjoy it, and I can't just go and do it, and if I'm not going to be enthusiastic, or if I have to code switch, then I think my stomach for a lot of it would be, it would not be a very long career in this business. It's just very different being one of the old guys. So yeah, I appreciate those kind words. I think I've been given a lot of tremendous opportunities, and I really do stand on the shoulders of giants. A lot of people in Japan pick me up and put me on their pods or their YouTube channels, and gave me a necessary shout out, or I would still be streaming Ginso Suikoden to 14 people, which I appreciated even back then. So,
well, the YouTube algorithm appears to have your back, because I think you were the second like Japan-based content creator I found right after Chris Broad, and it wasn't because of a collab that you did together. It was like, I was watching Chris Broad videos, and then I was like, oh, here's this guy that's like, here's a VOD of a guy bar hopping in Japan. Well, let's watch this, because it'll, it's completely different vibe from an edited Abroad in Japan video. And then the second I watched that, YouTube's like, would you like to watch these 2 guys together? And I was like, oh, okay. All right, this makes sense.
Yeah, he was pretty instrumental. And I remember the only time we've ever had a disagreement was, we did when I started streaming and content creation. I don't even think I can qualify to say that word in connection. When I started streaming, I haven't created anything yet. I don't know how to turn on my camera, but he and I went on this trip where we went to the northernmost point of Japan. And I met him years earlier. I was drunk at a bar, and he walked in. I had no idea who he was. And he said, I was the only one there, but I was I said, "Hey, welcome. Do you have a seat?" And he goes, "Oh God, are you one of my mini fans?" I was like, "Not right now. I'm not. I don't know who you are." And then he handed me this wonderful business card. He has like 4 million subscribers now, but it said, Christopher Brown. And it says YouTube subscribers 250K plus plus plus. I thought I was like, you never know if you're going to go up and down. So I said, that's incredible. That's amazing. And we were talking, and then years later, we stayed in touch and we became friends organically from this moment where we had the wrong idea of both, of each other. And he said, I think it'd be great to do a video with you. And I'm going to do this thing. We're going to the northernmost point. I had been streaming during COVID, learning how to do stuff and enjoying it, learning how to use an OBS scene or do whatever. And it was about 2 or 3 months in, and we went on this trip, and he goes, do you want me to shout you out to the fans? Let them know you're doing this silly shit on Twitch. And I said no, because I didn't know if I enjoyed it yet. I didn't have I didn't know what that was going to feel like. I was still teaching full time. And I said, let's wait until we get the video out. And he's like, mate, that'll be like a year. And I was like, it's fine. I can wait for that. I need this time to figure out what am I doing and can I even host this and on my own. And the only thing I disagree with is when there's one line that doomed me in my growth for that first year is at the end of the video, he goes, go check out Pete. He's a retro game specialist. and I appreciate that. But I'm not a retro game specialist. I like retro games but I also really just love everything about video games. I love the new stuff. I love the old stuff. I love all the genres. But people would come in here and into the channel and they would be a little confused why I'm playing Elden Ring or like, when will you go back to speed running Donkey Kong or whatever they thought I was capable of. So I tried to tell him, let's just say streamer, let's just stick with the all-encompassing aspect of it. And he was like, okay, good man. And so, yeah, I owe him a lot, though. He was a tremendous force in getting me. He gave me the same camera that I think he found it under his couch cushion, but I appreciate him believing in me, and so did the Trash Taste guys and Ludwig and these people have put me on some of their stuff, and it's quite the ride when you look at it in its totality. And this is going to be added to that list of just incredible experiences. I had a great time. So
thanks.
Yeah.
So how do you balance everything that you do, everything that you stream, and has getting more exposure through other people or through just your own channel, like, affected it at all? Like, how much do you worry about analytics? Like, have you gotten to a point where you just kind of do what you're feeling in the moment?
No, it's the one thing that I really struggle with is that I think that there's a lot of ways of looking at my case, and I've settled on kind of one out. Well, to answer your first part is, I don't ever really feel comfortable choosing games to play, because RPGs in particular, when you stream them, are a really tough sell. They're going to take me, who does a lot of amateur voice acting, and I like to really go over a lot of the details of these experiences. It's going to take me 10 to 15 streams to get through, some of these long games. That's asking a lot for an audience that may have seen me on The Yard, or they've seen me at the Streamer Games, or they saw me on abroad in Japan, and I'm on episode 9 of Final Fantasy X. And that is a really tough thing, because I don't feel comfortable asking people to stick with it for all that time. So then I've got to really set it up where I'm going to try to do as much as I can, as fast as I can. But now I'm not doing it for the same reason that I enjoy. So I'm kind of I'm battling myself. And then the other thing about that is I genuinely love showcasing seemingly very boring games. But that's just who I am. I want to share Police Knots and Monkey Island and Persona 1, which is an awful game, or these retro games that have an impact when they came out, but are no longer really relevant to today's audience. And so, but but there's a lot of enthusiasm. The community that I've been able to cultivate and has had my back. In my opinion, I'm a little biased. I think they are the single greatest community I've ever encountered on Twitch. They're so patient. They're funny. They're interested in what I'm doing because I'm interested in what I'm doing. But again, at the end of the day, this is my only source of income. So I'm trying to take care of a family, trying to take care of a newborn son. And so I'm at odds at how much can I do, how much should I do to focus on maximizing the platforms that have been given to me versus what I want to do. My answer to that, what I chose was, I think I've squatted in a lot of eyes. If you asked with truth serum to my closest friends, they would probably concede that I've left a lot of money on the table or a lot of opportunity on the table because I insist on doing these things that I really just have fun doing. My content doesn't translate well to edited videos other than the walk and talks. My videos are too meandering to really concisely tell a really compelling supercut. That being said, I think that I wouldn't have been invited onto those programs or had the success that I've had unless I did it this weirdly slow way. So I found like the middle ground of I didn't maximize the opportunities, but I also met them in the middle of like finding personal joy. And now I'm stuck with this awesome situation where when I go live, I love the people I interact with. I like the opportunities when they come. And I also get to force really kind viewers to witness really very old games. And
that's beautiful.
I'm okay with that.
That's beautiful.
I'm okay with that. That's how it is. And I probably should carefully reconsider what I'm putting out there. But at this point, 5 years in, I think this is where I want to be. And I need to start trusting that a little bit more and just accepting that this is a good place for people who enjoy games, is they can stop by and chat stuff. So yeah. Hope that answered the question.
No, that's a great.
I think you crit us both in the heart because Kyle's got 3 little ones now, and I saw you do it, dude. I saw you start beaming the second that Pete brought up. Well, I have to find some balance because I have to.
It pushes you. You
provide for my family.
You come in the office and you go, okay, if I'm in there and they're out there, I got to be doing something important. But then you start the game up, and Street Fighter 6 has tutorials, and they teach you fundamentals. Oh my God, I got to do all 120 of these. And you know the views are going to suffer, and you should just go straight into ranked, and it'll probably be more exciting, and the clips of you getting owned will be great, but I'm not going to have a good time unless I understand how blocking works.
It's an interesting balance. It's tough. It really is. Or the other thing is, you go into Street Fighter 6 and you have a cool, compelling thing. I'm going to do the road to gold. I picked Dhalsim. He's my favorite character. Cool. Let's do it. Let's have fun. I also have to reconcile that, there's going to be a large majority of the people who watch or who want to watch who have zero interest in Street Fighter 6. So how long do I need to stick with this topic? Or if I do Final Fantasy IX, the vocal minority are going to say, you never finished it, go back to it. It's great. We loved it. But I can actually I can bring it up that no, not everyone did, But I'm just trying to let go. But it's like you said, man, I don't care about anything from myself anymore. I never was a very materialistic person. I know that looks ridiculous with this behind me, but that is all stuff from streaming that we've collected as a community. But I've been wearing the same Uniqlo and New Balance and Adidas crap since high school and whatever this is. And now that I have a son, now I am encouraged to I want to leave him all these cool opportunities when he's older or when he starts making cool decisions about what he's interested into. I want to start saving money for experiences that they traveling or for clubs or buy I don't know, maybe he wants a Steinway. I'll do what I can. I've really seen something so much bigger than my interests, which were already kind of taken care of anyway. And it does motivate me to put out the best stuff that I can while also staying true to myself. And it's so hard because I just want to do the same 150 trials in Street Fighter 6 and be like, I just don't know how this links. I've been here for an hour. How does this combo work? And then it's tough, man. It's I know all too well. And,
Yeah.
we just need more confidence. We need to believe in we need to have, real genuine belief that we're going to put on a cool show and we're going to do something fun. And it may not be the right blueprint for everybody else, but it's right for us. That's all we got.
Yeah, that's where you hit me, because I may not have little ones, but I definitely have confidence issues in content creation. Like it's
tough game.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, yeah, it's just like, why can't we just kind of like let it go and go live? It helps that I've got this guy usually hanging out with me, because I'm like, well, I gotta put on a good show because Kyle's showing up. I can't ruin it for him. But and maybe honestly, that's it with the collabs.
It is very evident, though. I think something unique about the Japan Sphere content creators is if you watch even us for like 10 minutes, you'll see that we are driven as a friendly unit first, and like we're obviously like friends, which allows those genuine moments to happen organically, which I felt when I was doing, like, I've listened to at least 8 to 10 episodes. I think that's your guys' strongest suit, is that you guys are clearly like, you're friends first and you're collaborating second. And I think that invites your listeners into a more free-flowing conversation that's enjoyable, other than being like, okay, well, shit, I guess we're doing Chrono Trigger, all right, well, you can go fuck yourself, but we're gonna do it. And you're like, okay, but like, it's not that. And I think I'm looking forward to writing an angry comment that you didn't like my favorite character in Act 3. So
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
I'll be ready. I'm ready to be just like everybody who's passionate about that game. So
I'm gonna be eyeing it. I'm gonna like that comment, and I guess you can't pin other people's comments on YouTube, but I would if I could. Well, Pete, dude, thank you again for coming on. Thanks for saying hi, even though I was the bathroom guy at Fan Fest.
You were the bathroom guy.
He was the bathroom guy.
Yep.
It was in the media area though, so
Not really. It was like 14 floors beneath the media area, and I walked far away so that I don't like being in public bathrooms. And I was like, 2 kilometers away from the stage.
Oh, you found the secret
freedom.
one, and he found you in the
secret
one? Oh,
I didn't find anything.
Dude.
No, we did that thing. You ever do that thing where you both turn around from the sink at the same time and you accidentally make eye contact with another dude in the bathroom, and you just go, hey, and then he starts to walk away, and then my brain fires off. I'm like, wait, Pete?
I almost got away from the interaction unscathed. I was so close.
That's rough. I'm so sorry.
So close.
I'm sorry all this happened. Good. You ended up here talking with us. It's just bathrooms, man.
Well, we ended up meeting at in passing, and a couple. I think we were one of the only 2. They put me in a streaming case. It was so weird. I was at the Fan Fest, and I was put underneath the stage to do a live stream reaction.
Well, you did it. That was with Iron Mouse, right? Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah,
but it's so disappointing that there's thunderous applause and reveals above me as I'm now watching like a screen feed from their Twitch page.
That's so weird.
I thought, just put me in the venue and we'll figure out the audio stuff. But I do appreciate that was an incredible experience. And as somebody who was, like I said, a 1.0 player and has been around Final Fantasy 14 for, man, I guess it's been over 10 years. It's been like Reborn's, I think, been like what? Whoa, 12 years,
Reborn's
I guess.
Been 11, because that was 2015, I think, when it launched.
It's crazy. And so, because I remember 1.0 came out like 2010 or 2011, right before I left for Japan. And yeah, it's great to see that game still going. It's just, yeah, that was a great event. I'm glad that we got to meet and then do this today.
Yeah, appreciate it. And so everyone definitely go and support Pete. Check him out. Somehow you got twitch.tv/Peter, so that's easy to.
Did make some phone
easy for
calls.
folks.
I was Premiere
Clean.
2 is a tough brand sell, but I was able to get Peter, and then of course all my friends call me Pete, so they still don't know where to find me. So great. So
And
it's another
folks wanna catch
misstep.
you on, and if folks want to catch you on YouTube, you are still Premiere 2 there. So youtube.com/Premiere 2. Go give him a follow. I cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, thanks again. You've been really gracious with your time. Appreciate you, Pete.
Hey, if people liked it, let's run it back again someday. I'm always I have great time tonight. Thank you guys so much. Really.
Pleasure. No, we should talk about 14 sometime.
Oh boy, here we go. All right. At least that community is very patient and not at all going to be, they're a very passionate group. But I found that everyone's really nice. Fan Fest was awesome. So
Yeah, it was a
we'll
good
talk
time.
about 14.
Yeah, we'll get you on. We'll get you back sometime. But we'll let you go for now because it is 1 a.m.
Yeah,
that
it's
true?
about 1 a.m.
Damn, thanks
And,
for staying.
No, this is my pleasure. I usually stream until around this time, so this hits all the right audiences for me for all the stuff. And it was fun to live stream it. I appreciate that very much. Sorry about the toasty earlier.
I love Mortal Kombat. We're all good. All freaking good.
We came a long way by using these. Couldn't figure out virtual OBS. Spent 30 minutes setting up. Here we are. Here the hell we are.
We are all good.
All right,
That's
guys.
how it goes.
Have a good night.
I'll see you later. I'm gonna end my stream. And are you guys gonna keep streaming? Are you guys done? Is that it? I don't know.
We're gonna stream for a little bit because this dude's been out for a week, so we're gonna do some thank yous, just some yapping, see how Kyle's vacation's been. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit, but tomorrow is Chrono Trigger.
Okay, well, I'll send the community your way when I'm wrapped up here. So it was a pleasure, guys. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night.
Peace.
Unison. Nice. Well done.
And now the
no, wait, I
now
think
we will.
Oh,
does it still work?
It's broken.
That is super
it's
jacked.
broken as heck. Well, that's because the retro setup's fully. The retro setup's
just
fully
move me.
built for tomorrow.
Just move me in real time. It's fine.
It looks great. It looks great. The set is awesome.
Oh, you like this? You like being zoomed in on my nipple? You're into that?
No, I'm talking about
You're into that?
the set here in the office for tomorrow. The basement set looking great.
But don't talk about it if you're not going to show them.
I could show it.
That's
I could
tomorrow's
show it.
reveal.
Yeah, that's true. That's
tomorrow's
Yeah,
reveal.
just, you know,
What, Pete for the next ever cold ones. Do you know what the time difference is between here and Japan? We're either drinking in the morning or Pete's drinking in the morning. Those are the only two options.
Yeah, that's how it'd go.
That'll be my next message to him. Hey, do you want to drink in the morning or at night? And he's just gonna be like, what?
Yeah, coordinator. Yeah, exactly.
my next DM to Pete. Oh, matey, thank you so much for the super chat. Welcoming you back, Kyle. So hyped for Chrono Trigger. That warrants all caps. I heard that I may have broken a couple hearts in the Avani household.
Wait, why is that? What'd you do? What'd you do?
Well, because I in our review I mentioned that Final Fantasy VI may not be my favorite of all time.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember, I did ship out my foil MTG Terra to the Avani household because Avani's husband is a raging Terra fan.
Yeah. There's no way.
And I was like, well, y'all are so generous here. The least I can do is send you a card.
Yeah, don't hold yourself to those standards. You know, that's impossible.
What standards?
Being a super fan that gets hollow tarot cards mailed to them. You know, yeah. You know, you can only do so much. You know,
I'm not holding myself to. I hold myself to no standards. Did you watch Ever Cold Ones?
I saw the quotes in the chat. I have not had the privilege of watching Ever Cold Ones.
It was an experience. And now every comment I've gotten since it happened is do more of those. And I'm like, great. Our new most successful content is something that will actually kill me if I keep doing it.
Well, you know, on the plus side, we have talked about doing drunk history for A Realm Reborn for a long, long time. So maybe you open that door.
That's true. That's true. I need to play over Realm Reborn again because I remember almost.
That's why it'd be about recall. You know.
I remember almost nothing.
Oh, okay.
If you asked me right now, I'd be like, you're on a cart. You pick a city. You follow Ilberd, and it's real dull while you're doing that.
Yeah, tell us about Ivy. Poor Sly. I've seen that around quite a few times.
Sly. Yeah, he recovered so quickly, so I guess it was fine.
Felt a little responsible there.
Yeah. Hold on.
6 hours of actual peak.
All right, so we're just gonna have to put a mod in timeout. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no!
Sorry.
Oh no!
You were warned, everybody. JP's dog's totally fine. Yeah. We did an update. When the hell did we did an update that night? Later in Ever Cold Ones, we mentioned that the dog was fine.
Did
and then we also did an update on Friday when Pat and I finished Devil May Cry 5. We did a JP dog update.
Did Pat's internet come back? Because the time I visited, he was gone.
So Ever Cold One's Cliff Notes. We got like 10 minutes of Pat, then he left. Then about 90 minutes in, Pat came back, got his internet back. Okay. Somebody cut a fiber line, like a main line. Not like just the line to his house, but the line to like his block neighborhood grid was cut. So his internet was out for about 90 minutes. He came back 90 minutes later. Shortly after, about 10 minutes after he came back, JP's dog hurt itself, and he had to take his dog to the emergency vet. So JP left and then never came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, we did like another half an hour, 40 minutes with Pat. And then I started winding down the podcast. And Jesse's like, all right, y'all been great. Jesse leaves. Sly stays. Pat stays. I just start thanking supers and shit. And then Girl DM gets in our chat and joins our Discord call.
Nice.
And then 10 minutes after Girl DM joins, Pint joins. And we end up podcasting for another hour.
So just start a new one. Just start a brand new one.
We just completely refilled the panel.
Brand new feed.
And 6 hours later, we have a 6 hour podcast that has an insane average watch time. Have you looked at the average watch time?
I have not statted at all,
it's
man.
Insane, dude. It has a better watch time than most of our 40-minute videos, and it's 6 hours long. And in case anyone doesn't know how like average view duration functions on YouTube, YouTube does not give a shit what your average upload runtime is. Oh my God, Pete. That's a huge raid. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pete, again. That's wonderful. But yeah, YouTube doesn't care what your average like upload length is. So it just like average view duration, whatever the length is, it cares about the percentage. It cares about the percentage. And we now have a 6 hour stream that has a higher average view duration than a lot of our videos, which are like a seventh the runtime. So yeah, Ever Cold Ones is kind of crazy.
What'd you think of Devil May Cry?
I loved it, particularly after playing Beast of Reincarnation. I was like, "Oh, Devil May Cry 5 is everything I don't like about Beast of Reincarnation. Devil May Cry 5 does it right."
I wouldn't compare those two.
Well, I would. I would, because the movement is kind of fast and weird in Beasts of Reincarnation, and movement is very fast in Devil May Cry 5, but it's also like it's more dialed in. Also, I kind of noped out of Beasts of Reincarnation after about 4 hours. I hear it becomes way more of an action, like a character action game once you unlock like everything by the end of the game.
Sure.
So, yeah, but my God, there's so many Dragon Quest slimes now. Where's Zexa? He's got to see this.
That's not. Oh yeah, look at that. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, what is up? 0 minutes of silence. Exactly. But yeah, I loved Devil May Cry 5. You gotta understand, like, I haven't touched Devil May Cry since 3 was a new game. I played 1 through 3 when they were brand new games, and then I just kind of fell off. That DMC kind of relaunch, honestly, it looked neat to me. I liked the punk aesthetics of it, but I heard people hated it, so I didn't pick it up. 4, I ended up watching streams of, and I was like, this looks fun, but like not like I have to play it, and I ended up just kind of spoiling myself on the whole experience by watching streams. And then 5, I don't know, we were just busy, man. We were doing shit. We were doing shit when 5 came out. And so I just never got around to it. And so when Pat was just like, hey, if you ever want to coach through DMC5, you know, I'm kind of well known for it. Meanwhile, he's probably got some of the most viewed Devil May Cry 5 content on YouTube.
Was that was that necessary? Like that was the weird thing from the outside, was like, do you need coaching to play?
I don't.
Devil May Cry?
I will say I don't think I needed it that much. It was good for the secrets. It was really nice for the secrets. There's a lot of hidden shit in Devil May Cry 5. And so he was really good about guiding me through all of that. Yeah, like Mission 19, which is the true final boss. I don't feel that the coaching really helped all that much.
Okay.
I don't feel like coaching helped all that much. And if anything, I would say, because he was also doing M19 simultaneously, I would say his cries of jubilation were actually more distracting than they were helpful. But it was awesome to just like hang with him and geek out about Devil May Cry while I was playing through it. Also, he was giving me cliff notes of like all the shit that I forgot from Devil May Cry 1 through 4.
The legit lore.
There's it's everything. Everything you ever loved about Devil May Cry, like 1 through 4, even the attempt at a remake. All of it gets its flowers, gets included, gets pulled into 5. So yeah. Yeah, they're both 39. Yeah, we're both 39. Are you? Haim's right. I gotta know. Are you saying that in a good way or in a bad way? Do we look shocking? Older or do we look younger?
Should we not be 49? Yeah, what's
39? 39.
Oh, 39. Okay.
You're calling us vampires. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you so freaking much. Oh man, Pete's chat's nice.
Well, he said as
Pete's
much.
got some nice people.
He said as much. You know.
Yeah.
We got it all figured out.
You remember back in the day when we used to do StarCraft interviews and the pro StarCraft players audiences would come over and tell us we suck nuts?
Yeah, I remember that. They said it a little differently, but I do remember that. I remember it vividly.
Oh, man. That's super nice, y'all. Thank you so much, as the kids say.
Oh, that's great.
You guys look early 30s. Oh, thanks, Das.
Thank you.
New neighbor told me this because I got a new neighbor who's like 33. And he's really into automobiles, cars, which, as you know, is my secret hobby that I never bring up on stream.
No, you've never
bring up the fact that I like cars on stream. So he and I, he's like the neighbor I see when I'm out like doing yard shit. So we'll start talking cars and stuff. And like the other day, he's just like, how old are you? And I was like, 39. He goes, no way. No, I thought you guys were early 30s. I'm like, I appreciate that, but no. No. All right. So if Dot says that, I'm just gonna call that confirmed now. I thought my neighbor was being too nice.
Oh, did you like Kylo Ren? Did you enjoy Kylo Ren? Or
he ended up being my favorite character?
Hell yeah, mine too. I'm glad you enjoyed him.
The shit, dude.
Yeah.
When V got unlocked in Devil May Cry 5, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna hate this character. Like, like from the game description, from Pat's description, I was just like, oh no. Like, what do you mean in a character action game I'm not directly controlling the action? Like, that sounds terrible. And then I effortlessly S-ranked like every V mission I played.
Oh,
and
nice.
Like, this guy rules.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
This guy absolutely rules. Yeah, I freaking love V. It makes me want to. By the way, I told you, so there were a lot of requests in chat for me to cosplay V.
Okay.
And I told them that they need to bully Kristen to bully me to get abs. That's the only way it's happening.
Okay. I mean,
the only way a V cosplay is happening.
You can get some fake abs, you know. We saw those on the cosplay walk there at 14, you know.
I need to get rid of the gut at least. Okay.
So it's not
like
curved,
I just did Ever Cold Ones, dude. The beer gut is back and it's back in force. Like it is here. It is freaking here.
Yeah, I was having fajitas on an island, so you know I'm a little chunky myself at the moment.
Oh,
They call it an island. It's like a key. It's not. They get a little excited.
It's a key. I mean, it's technically an island.
Technically an island. It's accessible by bridge.
Florida has so many weird, skinny islands that we have our own name for them. We call them keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kristen support needed. Absolutely. Guar abs. I guess I could do that. But no, if I'm going to show that much skin, I want to feel confident in the skin that I'm showing.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Shadar, thanks for resubbing. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. A Link Moon all the way back at the beginning of the stream. Think of it 50 months. Before we get started, what's the over-under on when I was in Japan? I don't think there was a single when I was in Japan.
Well,
I think we made it through.
No, well, he's currently in Japan, so that completely canceled that one avenue because he actually was.
Yeah, but chat gives me shit for all of my when I was in Japan stories. I don't think if a guest lives in Japan, we're allowed to give them a hard time for mentioning Japan. It's just where they live.
Right. And you didn't how's the 7-Eleven or anything like that? I thought it was, you got out scot-free.
I mean, listen, I was fighting it the whole time. I think we were getting along really well, and I think there's a high chance Pete will send me 7-Eleven pancakes.
Okay.
But I was fighting it the whole time. I was just like, just play it cool, Garrett. Just play it legit, Chad. I'm a big Pete fan. So this is a big deal for me. I'm really happy he agreed to come on.
Super cool guy. What a way to start the week.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I love that you've been gone for a week, and it's just like, hey, Kyle, we're podcasting first thing in the morning, Monday, and we're not going to have time to address the fact that you were gone for a week.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I didn't do anything too exciting. I watched Brave and the Bold with my 3-year-old. I showed an edited version of my own design of Indiana Jones. He ate it up, so that was really fun. But otherwise, man, I played no games. It was sick.
Games
They
at
beat
all.
They beat the Chrono Ape in the Pathfinder campaign I ran, so that was good. Everyone enjoyed it. Had a good time with that.
Nice. I'm glad you got to get your tabletop in, man.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to that.
That was very nice. Now I need to restructure all my free time, which is actually going to be quite busy because I gotta fit into a rain dress sometime in the future. So I'm working out. That's going to be.
I'm so glad that you've come to accept the truth that you have to wear Reen's dress and not Gaia's.
I just assumed. I wasn't going to win that battle.
Dude, I'm tall. You're so freaking tall. I don't know where we're getting these dresses from.
We'll figure it out. Over time. It was Pathfinder 2nd edition. It was 2nd edition.
Oh, chat, I finally got another Demi-Atma last night in freaking Occult Crescent. After riding out an entire lockout in Occult Crescent and getting not a single Demi-Atma, I got one last night. I got one.
Long time.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Yeah. But no, I had some time to kill last night, so I got in there and I actually unlocked the next quest step. So I think I'm about ready to go to Northhorn.
But, that didn't take you too long. That's encouraging.
It wasn't that bad. We just need to go around and click on survey points, man. We just didn't click on enough survey points.
Oh, cool.
There's no RNG to it at all. You also, you should level up because the enemies out there are going to get pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Das, thanks for the 49 months at the start of the stream. All is how much more well could it get? How often you get to hang out with a new streamer that you've never hung out with before, that you actually watch a lot of their shit and it goes well, I hope. Pete's going to go live tomorrow. He's going to be like, man, those grinding gear guys, holy crap.
Oh, there's 6 opinions. Rough.
There's 6 opinions. I can't believe you freaking watched our stuff, man. No one does that.
Sat down and watched the whole thing. That's crazy.
That is maximum level classy move.
Yeah, commitment. Professionalism right there.
Yeah. Winkle Super. By the way, Garrett, when is Pete coming on the pod? I saw when this came in. You sent this when I was mentioning that people would not leave me alone about getting Pat on for a collab after Fan Fest. So, yeah. Can't wait for Iron Mouse next week. It's just a Twitter follow. That doesn't mean a collab is happening. It doesn't mean. Also, let's be honest. I would be teasing it aggressively if there was something in the works.
That's true.
Yeah. Hanan, thanks for the 47 months. Morning back at you. We did have a great podcast. Thanks for wishing it upon us. What a Grey Witch Super. Commenting from the past, but the 4 and 6 fans would be angrier. But it's almost time for bingo. Wow. Wow. Jeez. I know you want the mouse. Everybody wants the mouse. Who doesn't want the mouse? I feel so bad for our friends that have collabed with Iron Mouse. Because when Marco got to do that Warframe opera with Iron Mouse, immediately everything in our chat was just like, yo, when are you getting Iron Mouse on? Yo, when are you getting you need to be excited for Marco.
Yeah, but the connection.
That's not nice.
It just starts flowing. You start thinking about what else you want to see.
Yeah. You gotta make sure you're spreading the love. Just like the person that called me out when I was excited yesterday that Iron Mouse followed me. They were like, yo, what about Mike? Because there were 2 notifications and Mike had also followed me. I'm like, you're right. I should be excited that Mike is following me.
There you go.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Chad put bets on number of month. Oh my God. You're a raider from Pete and you're in on this.
At least you were working, man,
Oh my God.
My algorithm was all parrots. For some reason I watched a lot of parrot videos, and so I was just watching parrots.
What?
And then look maxing. So I was look maxing and parrots was really my vacation.
Why? What? Okay, Jesus. What got you into looks maxing?
Well, because I didn't even search for it. It just came up, and I watched it for more than 10 seconds. So naturally, my algorithm was like, "Oh, here! Thank God, I have so much to share with you." It took me forever to solve it too. It took so long.
What, to undo the algorithm?
No, just figure out what hollow is and the tongue exercises. It's exhausting to translate. It's like watching Overwatch players talk about the new meta, and they're all trying not to say it because they think they have some Genji secret they don't need to know so they can keep ranking up. It is actually, look maxing is ranked play, and everyone thinks they have the secret, and no one's willing to say exactly what it is. The game is bugged. It's something to do with chin structure, and they won't shut up about it. So it's fascinating.
Okay. All right. Fine. That's all good. That's kind of like, I was thinking about it when Pete was talking about how as gamers, we do tend to fall into the trap of gatekeeping a bit. And it got me rolling in my head, because I do feel that RPG fans are probably the least guilty of that. Because if you watch anyone stream an RPG, what's going to be in chat? It's going to be a bunch of people recommending their favorite RPG, and some of them get real obscure. Pete showed up; he had a list, dude, and it was itemized.
I wrote down.
Here's my NES list. Here's my SNES list. Here's my PS1 list. I think people get a bit. I think people get a bit gatekeepy after you've played the RPG. I think RPG fans, you get the pushback after you've played, or maybe while you're playing, because we get pretty much just nothing but certified uncut hype about whatever the next RPG is that we're gonna tackle on the channel, and you don't really get the people dismissing you until after you've played. There's and I want to say the comments on our 6 review are pretty mixed. It's a good balance. But there's definitely people in there being dismissive, oh, well, you played it wrong. You should have played this version. You should have played it this way.
I'll admit that. Yeah, there's no way.
That's always going to happen.
There's no way to play that game correctly unless you just blinded in a cave by yourself and play it multiple times over.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I didn't play Final Fantasy 14 until my buddy sent me a picture of Shinryu and was like, "Fine, you're never gonna play. Here's a cool dragon." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I remember that story.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's a cool dragon. All right, where's his head? I can't tell.
I almost did that to you last night with the new Avatar: Last Airbender movie.
Okay.
Did you hear that this is out? Aang, The Last Airbender just came out. 2D animated, real Avatar, not the Netflix slop.
Oh, you'd be so happy. I watched Ted Lasso. That's what I've been watching.
You watched Ted Lasso?
I am so flattered that anyone would ever think I'm anything like that man. I am absolutely ecstatic.
Dude, that's why we kept recommending it.
Yeah.
It's freaking it's like hope bombing Like
he's SpongeBob. He's SpongeBob, and he has a Patrick, and she's Miss Krabs, and like they're just trying to make some money. There's no.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the hairy guy is Plankton, but
Roy
yet.
Kent.
I'm not sure who the hairy guy is. He's the one who got the sweater on. I don't know names yet. I'm not that far in.
You're talking about the Oi.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy? Yeah, Roy Kent's my favorite. Surprise, surprise, Roy Kent's my favorite character.
I can't believe it. It's shocking.
Yeah. The Vegeta of Ted Lasso is my favorite character, surprising no one.
That's a fun show.
I can't believe you watched. I thought I would die. I thought I would be 6 feet under the earth before you watched Ted Lasso.
It's a little like Game of Thrones coded in its time period of like dun dun dun, and then the next episode will be like we were just gassing you, whatever. Like that's not a thing. Let's keep having fun.
Well, it's one of the few streaming shows that has a weekly schedule. They don't dump it all at once. So they try to link you with a hook.
Yeah.
I'll give them the compliment that I don't think their end of season cliffhangers are particularly villainous, which is something that pisses me off. It's what made me stop watching Walking Dead. But yeah, random. But do you have an MS curator for Chrono Trigger? Because Chad is going to struggle not telling you to. No, we're gonna play it blind, and we've got mods lined up for tomorrow, and they all have sniper rifles. The mods have been given a ton of ammo, except for Luke, who's gonna be banned tomorrow because he called me Gary. But every other mod has plenty of ammo, and the timeouts and bans will be flying with reckless abandon and maximum prejudice. So do not tell if any backseating is punishable by 24-hour bans.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that one is we actually asked our trusted friends if we should do that, and they said no, just blind it. But why would you even ask for a guide of any kind?
Real quick, man, should we girl DM this? Should we be like, you can backseat us, but $50 or more super chat is the only thing we're gonna allow?
I mean, Girl DM does do a good job with that. So, that's good gamification. We do have the banana rule, which I'm always okay with, but we're allowed to make fun of what's in the chest. If you make us turn full around 2 rooms back and it's an elixir, you get made fun of. But
gotcha.
I think we're pretty good. I think we're going to be all right.
All right, cool. And just a reminder, if you're new around here and you missed our Final Fantasy 14 playthrough, the mods will just snipe your super chat. Like if your super chat is crazy spoiler, they'll delete it. They'll do it. Yeah. You could do that, but what if $50 spoiler? Exactly, Dyson. I'm thinking.
See,
about
it just escalates from there, right?
We'll make this decision tomorrow. Also, I like Girl DM because I think Girl DM usually sets it to a certain amount of gifted, and then they have to pass the backseat through a mod. So there's still it's like you got to turn multiple keys at the same time, and we got some checks and some balances.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Finally, spoiler chat will be secret again. Yeah, 100%. Spoiler chat, go crazy, because I'm not going to look at spoiler chat until we're done with Chrono Trigger.
Sounds healthy.
I will look at it, though.
Oh, yeah, when it's over, and you will be judged, but until such point.
I will, I'm going to know who's being fair and unfair, so... Jess Troy, thank you for the super earlier that said insomnia kept me up, but glad I caught the end of it for my birthday. Get loved, idiots. You get loved, Jess Troy. Happy freaking birthday.
Happy birthday.
Glad you're up late for this. Now go to sleep. Get some sleep. It's important. Bell Sellets, thank you for the year. Hey there, handsome people.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I got my son. Got my son going.
Got your son? Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. You also have 3 sons.
Yes, one's in school today. First day of first grade. Yeah,
it's back.
Yep,
it's back. By the way, whoever commented on our Final Fantasy 6 video, do you think they're a little worried about getting sick during the Chrono Trigger playthrough? I want you to know I was drinking coffee and I did chort a little bit into my nose when I read that comment. Yeah.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah. Kendrick, thanks for the super chat. Ever Cold Ones was freaking wonderful. I agree. And I want to thank Sly for reminding me to drink Gatorade.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't have any Gatorade, but I did have one of those packets of powdered electrolytes that you throw in water. And I just pounded one of those before I went to bed, and I woke up not totally fine because I did not get enough sleep, and I had to go see the doctor bright and early that day, so I was tired but no headache. So
Nice.
Thank you, Slime.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Gearing Grind with your hosts Gary and Kev. Can we ban Cocktail Reborn? Can we ban Cocktail Reborn, please? Let's just get a ban.
Damn.
Let's just do it. Shadar, thanks for resubbing. Sama Muddy, always good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Kyle's back. Karth Fund. Garrett mentioned he's a Gator alum on Ever Cold Ones. Now I'm doing the math on how many degrees of separation there are between us. Oh, you a Gator? You a Gator? Sama Buddy, chomp chomp.
Nice.
Let's freaking go. Let's go. None of this party school nonsense that Kyle went to.
Hey, you
Let's
guys
talk about real Florida colleges.
You already didn't have a theater school, so, wasn't going to end up there anyway. Something people were passionate about sports. I didn't follow.
You're an art gator? Nice. I did not go. So I got my graduate degree at UF. I didn't get my undergrad. So my undergrad was an art degree. My graduate degree was a journalism degree. So, yeah, I was at the School of Journalism at UF. So we've got a few degrees of separation. We got a few at least. But yeah. If you ever come to any of the GG meets, let's get our gators on. We'll coordinate wearing some gator swag. Rogue Mage, thanks for the super. I thought your friend showed you Eden and said, "Here's a weird pineapple monster." I think that also happened.
That also happened, yeah. So the Shinryu was earlier, and I had started playing again. And then in our collective Slack, to put a date on it, we were using Slack to communicate. He posted that weird pile of bananas that is that final boss. There's all those weird eggs.
Eden is, yeah. If anyone in chat, because I know we got a pretty mixed chat now and over on Twitch. If you haven't played Final Fantasy 14, some of the boss designs get insane.
They're wild.
Like crazy boss designs, particularly in the Eden Raid series. Which I would say it's spoiler safe to look up images of the boss. Just don't look up a story synopsis.
Yeah. No,
you're gonna look at it and just be like, "What am I looking at?"
But you gotta know your friend. You gotta know your friends. Yeah. Sometimes they need a little spoilers. Like, sometimes just telling them the ending's good. Some people, it's even saying anything about the ending's too much. You gotta judge it for your audience.
Yeah. Pat and I talked a lot about spoilers. And dude, Pat and it honestly, I think, here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And you can clip this and send it to Pat. I think our stream sucked. We get along way too well. We have way too similar personalities. There was like no disagreement on anything.
Damn.
That dude has zero fucking patience for people who are overly concerned about spoilers. And for that, I love him.
Wow.
He is my spirit animal. Yeah. It was actually, that's playing it up a bit. I think our streams are pretty sick. I think they were a good time.
Very watchable in VOD form.
Yep. I do still need to make the Devil May Cry finale public, but I was just getting it out of the way of Ever Cold Ones, and our FF6 review have been doing well. So I'm not going to risk it. So at some random point this week, I'll make the Devil May Cry finale public. It's still available in the playlist though. If you're dying to watch it, you can still get it in the live streams playlist on our YouTube channel. It's just not public yet. Ever Cold Ones and the FF6 review were basically, like, as far as YouTube cares about them, new uploads on essentially the same day. And I was really worried about how they were going to interact, and it did not punish us for that. I'm very happy about it. Ever Cold Ones ate the little VODs. Yeah, I mean, that's also just long play. I mean, it took us, 4 streams to get through Devil May Cry 5? Like, the follow-up streams are never going to have the viewership that the first stream has. That's just how
it's an entry point.
Multi-part streams go. I mean, even with our Final Fantasy streams, usually the finale is the second most watched stream. It still doesn't beat the first stream usually.
And sometimes some lady with a hat dies and everyone's so upset they just can't watch anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that just happens.
What am I looking at?
I don't even know her name. She died in like her first act. I think she showed up and she
what game is this from?
It was fire. That was my planning room for all the marriages I was setting up. This one,
dude, did you see
absolutely toxic. This thing was amazing. They deserve each other.
Did you see that our new best friend, Joshua Waters, the voice of Keyfree in Witch Hat Atelier, is voicing a brand new attractive white-haired anime character in the new Fire Emblem that they just did a Nintendo Direct for?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm so stoked for Joshua Waters, man. I'm so stoked. Joshua Waters has a type for sure.
Pretty flattering, honestly.
It looks cool too. I watched the trailer for the that newly announced Fire Emblem. I like the way it looks.
Yeah,
it makes me think maybe I wanna dip my toe into the Fire Emblem waters. I guess it would be fire.
I really wanted to play Three Houses, I think it's called, but it was 100+ hours, and I wanted to start with something that had been recommended to me years and years ago by our MS curator, John. So I ended up going with Awakening for my first one.
Sick.
I think I'd have to get Switch 2 for this next one, though, so I don't know if it's Switch 2 worthy on my interest yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mal Super says, time to bring back the spoiler backseating chart. Yeah, I think we should have that ready for tomorrow, man, and I think we should actually spend some time kind of figuring out where we are on it together.
Okay.
Or maybe that's just the beginning of the stream tomorrow.
we could add multiple layers.
Yeah.
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 Let me see. I still have the file. Okay, I still got the file. Yeah, I still got the file.
Oh, wait.
Just need some clarification.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, all right, very high. Yeah.
Yeah, because
see, we don't have anything on here about multiple endings.
I put that under ending details, but the concept of multiple endings, I think, is not a spoiler. Because that's like back of the box. Your choice matters. Like sometimes it actually does, and sometimes that's complete bullshit. Like there's such a range there.
Yeah. Who the frick knows, man? Marlian, thank you for the 44 months. Dear God, read that one. Shit. Little late to the short DMC talks at Imarashi, but I gotta butter up Garrett again in front of Kyle because that final attempt at Mission 19 was legendary. Yeah, I apparently went into I got in the zone, apparently, dude. I was really struggling with Mission 19, which is the real final boss.
Oh, is that final?
Mission 20 is the same boss the second time, but your devil trigger gauge is just constantly refilling. So it's a lot easier because it's like just a big kind of like you're supposed to win this moment.
Oh, right,
so
right.
19 is, at least in your first time through, Mission 19 is the like legitimately hard boss fight. And I was struggling with it. And then on my clear attempt, I straight up phase skipped. I kicked his ass so hard, I missed the final phase entirely.
Damn.
Yeah, and chat was very excited. And I didn't even realize what I did. I was so mad. I was fuming by the time I beat the final boss that I didn't even like realize what I did.
Why are you so mad?
Because I was getting my ass kicked, dude. He's a dick. He's a cheating piece of shit.
Were you playing on a difficulty? Like, did Pat set you up with something?
I was playing on the highest difficulty you can play on as a new player. Because the higher difficulties unlock later.
Okay.
So it wasn't a crazy high difficulty, but it also wasn't the easiest difficulty. So whatever, I think Devil Hunter is the highest difficulty the game lets you choose in the beginning. So that's what I was doing. But yeah,
I just played it on normal or whatever it was back in the day.
I think Devil Hunter is considered normal, but I had such a good time, man. I forgot how much I love Devil May Cry. And they make you wait so long to play Dante. Oh my God. Like, dude, I was, you know that scene in Ratatouille when the shitty food reviewer like tastes the food.
Yeah, you sent back in time.
Zooms into his mind. He looks like a kid. That happened to me the first time I up-slashed an enemy as Dante and then juggled them with Ebony and Ivory. Except instead of being a cute little French kid, I was like the most toxic edgelord teenager you've ever seen in your life. Like, just imagine a room full of like band posters.
Sent you back.
Oh man, I love it. I forgot how much I love it. It's so freaking good. It's so freaking good. How much to delay Chrono Trigger? Why do you want to delay Chrono Trigger?
It's all set for
Why?
Yeah, no, it's time. It's
Well,
about
no, I mean
time.
we have our price. What do you need? What do you need for your house?
What are you
man?
even asking for? Yeah,
I know your house.
What's the
hunting.
game? Like what's?
I think down payment on a house for Kyle is the price.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
I think that's the price to delay Chrono Trigger, because that would also make a good video. Like, it wouldn't kill the channel. Could you imagine a video that said
we delayed Chrono Trigger?
We delayed Chrono Trigger to buy a house? Like,
okay,
that'd be nuts. That'd be absolutely insane.
Strategy right there.
It's like, what are hell? Yeah, I don't know.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Jesus.
Oh, but we got to. Yeah, don't delay their birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, we got to hit up the birthday. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, we can't be changing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secret
of Evermore. We can play Secret of Evermore. We're like, it's fine. It's fine. We can leave Super Nintendo and go back to Super Nintendo.
Secret of Evermore.
Like, we're still gonna finish Secret of Mana at some point.
Yeah, Secret of Evermore is 12 hours.
We were enjoying that. We were 100% enjoying that. We're gonna finish Secret of Mana at some point. And also, I think we're pretty sure we can beat it in like 2 more streams.
Yeah.
So it's not like Earthbound. We still want to finish Earthbound. We just got to figure out how the hell to do it.
We basically
grinding in Earthbound takes a long time.
Yeah, and we kind of need a guide. Some of those obscure touch the pillar, go back and talk to somebody, touch the pillar again thing was just kind of that
pretty
era.
Obscure, and it was like it's fun to try and figure it out with chat, but sometimes it takes too long and it just like doesn't flow great as a streaming product. So yeah. What did Vera say? Thanks for the 45 months. I hope you have fun with Chrono Trigger tomorrow. It was my first RPG that opened the gate to Final Fantasy. Nice. A lot of people say it's their favorite RPG of all time.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool to hear that it opened the door to Final Fantasy to you, because like I could also see it being dangerous for it to be your first RPG. Like, if you play something that like is that beloved, like maybe what you play next won't hit the same way. You know? It's like I'm experiencing that with 5 a little bit. I liked Final Fantasy 5 so much that even though we took a break to play Metal Gear Solid 1 before we went into 6, I was still comparing it to 5. Hardcore. You'd love to see me try Fire Emblem? Sick, Wraith. Glad to know you'd be watching.
I think that's next year.
I'm feeling the pull. Oh, yeah, we could do some Fire Emblem before the new one comes out. That's always a good time to do something.
Yeah. What's the new one called? The Arena of Valor or something like that?
I do not remember.
Fortune's Weave.
It's Preach's, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't. We haven't talked to Preach about what his favorite. I don't think we've ever point blank asked him. He's still catching up though. He's playing. He just finished Final Fantasy 13-2 or 13-3.
Yeah, he did them, I think, in a voted order. So it's.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, he's still got some Final Fantasies to play.
Oh, Fortune's Weave's in a month and 7 days. Oh,
that's right around the corner.
That's really soon.
Damn, there's some good games this year, man.
Yeah.
Shadar, thanks for the super. I already know the single $50 super chat that I would want to give you for Chrono Trigger, but I will refrain from.
Okay.
I want to say thank you, but it's like, well, do I want to say thank you?
It's the spoiler one, so maybe they got saved for later. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. John Ulrich, thank you for the super. I haven't seen Avatar in years, so I'm thinking about watching the show, the movie, Korra, all before the new show comes out later this year. I haven't seen the movie yet, and I think a rewatch is in order. It is always the right time to rewatch the animated last Avatar
still sick
arcs. Yeah. The movie was good. They bookended it with some, for me, pretty annoying member berries, but the rest of it was like awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Really well animated too, dude. I think they kind of just got the band back together, like older Avatar team, and just like sent them off on like an Indiana Jones, like the Mummy style adventure, like to go find a mystical artifact, and it kind of ripped. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I watched that, and I watched the new Spider-Man last night. I watched the new Spider-Man Friday, and I watched Avatar Aang movie last night. It was really freaking good. I didn't need that many member berries for the cabbages guy.
Oh, that's kind of a weird cut.
Me.
Yeah, I can see that being that way.
Yeah.
No need.
We respect your audience. We know. You can just be.
We all love the cabbages guy. It's okay.
we don't need the camera like right in his
No.
freaking face. Yeah, we don't need that. But other than that, I thought it was pretty freaking exceptional. I really liked it, even though they didn't bring back any of the original voice actors, which was what kind of kept me away from it when it initially, because it's been out for I think 2 or 3 weeks, and slowly I've been hearing through the grapevine that it's quite good. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, even though Zuko doesn't sound right.
That's weird, but I heard Zuko's hot, so at least you got that for you.
Everyone's hot, dude. No, there was a moment I just proclaimed to Katie. There's a moment where everyone's like, after a fight, everyone's shit is shredded, and Toph just has like exposed like shoulders.
Sure.
And I was just like, this is awakening something in me.
Yeah.
Just yelled it at Katie.
Tough.
I was like, why is everyone so hot? Yeah, everyone's hot in the Avatar movie. You didn't like it? Different strokes for different folks. I thought it was a good time. It gets my recommendation. Also, the new Spider-Man is a real movie. It's an honest-to-God movie with an act structure and setup and payoff and themes. And I think it goes in my top 3 of Spider-Man movies, man. The new Spider-Man movie is freaking exceptional.
Really?
Yeah, really good. Really, really good. I know your kids like Spider-Man, so maybe throw it at them once.
Yeah,
it's,
I'm really far
home
behind.
release.
Yeah. I haven't watched Across the Pond or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Don't they both have home in them now?
3, hold on. Tom Holland.
Are there only 3?
Spider-Man movie. There's 4 now.
Are they on Disney Plus, or is it all spread around Sony style?
Well, the most recent one is only in theaters, but the rest of them should be on Disney Plus. So you had, the first one was Homecoming. The second one was Far From Home. The third one was No Way Home.
Wow,
that
is
the multiversal one that has Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Absolute shit naming structure. Holy crap.
Right.
Like, they essentially put numbers on them to make me think, but I don't know what the order is anymore. Like, they have both problems where I think I need to watch things before I watch the new one, and I just don't care because I'm not sure what the order is.
Yeah. I think, what the hell was I watching? I think I was watching Red Letter Media, and they were talking about that is a intentional strategy by Hollywood to omit numbers,
right,
so that people don't go, oh shit, I need to see 1 and 2 before I go see 3.
But you just have that feeling that you missed something, but you're not sure how many you missed, so you just kind of pass.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel better, the new one doesn't have home in the title. It's called Brand New Day.
That does make me feel better.
So the new one's Brand New Day. It's fantastic. I really freaking enjoyed it. And I even had 2 terrible kids sitting in front of me for the entire movie. They were the worst.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, they were not even just on their phone the whole time, dude. They were turning on their phone flashlights randomly throughout the whole movie.
Huh. Let's see their snacks or something. See if their peanut butter M&Ms were melting in their popcorn or something.
No, they were just like giggling, like knew that they were being troublemakers.
Okay, yeah. So the age of what's funnier than 9, 10.
Yeah. Shout out to their parents, though. Eventually, they went and sat in between them and made them move seats. And I haven't seen a parent. I cannot remember the last time I saw a parent actually be a parent in public. I legitimately cannot remember it. So shout out to them.
Like the Bender thing, when you're doing something right, people won't know at all. There's that's kind of the issue. When they're well behaved, nobody knows.
Yeah. It's almost like when they're not well behaved, it's not a surprise that the parents don't try to intervene in some fashion.
Just living that life.
Yeah. Juan, thanks for the super. The new Fire Emblem Direct makes me hyped for the new game by 1,000%. It just straight up put it on my radar at all. I didn't watch the full Direct, but I did watch the trailer. I like the way the game looks. Did we get an answer on Zico? Why that shit Zico? Hold on. Let me do a control F for Zico here. Why did Zico? Just for the lulz? You just wanted it delayed for the lulz. Okay, so you're just an agent of chaos. That's all right. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna slam down oh man. I do want to play this, but I have to get a Switch too, and I don't have one yet. This looks like good tactics fun though.
Terminus, thanks for the 33 months. Looking forward to Chrono Trigger. Never played it before. I'm starting it tonight, so I'll be doing my first time along with you guys. Nice. Yeah, you can just, I mean, yeah, we're going to be playing it every Tuesday and Thursday until we beat it. I think based on our internal calendar that we are estimating it'll take 3 weeks, playing it 2 days a week. So you can kind of book club style that.
I think it has chapters too, so you could just, like check the notes. If you're worried about spoilers, check the timestamps. I'll have the chapter names in there.
Yeah. Tegan, 49 months. Jesus, that's a long time. Presuming this is their new naming structure, I can't wait to go see Spider-Man Daylight Savings Time in a few years. Oh my God.
They're teasing it.
That's a bad joke.
They're teasing that they're going to get rid of it again. They do it every year, but
that's a bad joke. We voted to abolish it years ago in Florida specifically, and it's still not gone.
Yeah, they're saying.
Yeah, I hate it, man. I hate Daylight Savings Time. Yeah. When I was in Japan, I couldn't believe that they don't change their time once a year. No.
Well, it's because they don't have trains?
It's a true utopia, Kyle.
There's trains
and farmers. Functional mass transit and no daylight savings time.
What they have that don't. And then I was watching a documentary about the East India Trading Company, and they said Japan with its mineral wealth. And I said, hang on, all the weebs in chat told me Japan had no mineral wealth. That's why samurai armor wasn't made with actual metal and why katanas aren't that strong. What the hell happened, everybody? Where were you on that one?
Don't you love when you find out you've been lied to
your
entire life? Don't you just love finding that out? Do you still have my Devil May Cry playthrough up?
Oh yeah, it's just rolling,
It's just rolling. It's just
I think it's better than Subway Surfer, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, I've got him. Thank you for the super chat. Kyle, when are you going on Get Into Fighting Games with Wooly Versus? It's your turn for a life-changing journey with Castle Super. Is it Castle Super Beast? I always forget the name of their podcast. I think it's Castle Super Beast.
I mean, when I'm invited, but I would prefer that I can complete my goal of... My goal personally is platinum by the time Tifa comes out. And I would like to probably be gold before I go talking about what the hell I'm talking about. So, yeah, I'll let you know. I'm in high bronze right now. But I didn't play over
bronze. Break. Okay.
So I'd be a little rusty.
Oh, great. So you're just going to start over again.
I mean, it's ranked play, so I'll start where I was, lose a bit, and then regain. But, it's a good game. It's a good game.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good time. I'm trying to think anything else that was worth mentioning. We almost killed Sly.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably be a while before Pat comes back on. He's got to be sick of me. What else did you miss? I had a good time. I actually had fun in Call Crescent.
Hi, Girl DM.
First time that's ever happened. Oh damn, Girl DM's chat again. Oh no, let's add her to the call. Let's go. This is gonna be the new GG podcast thing. Is we're just gonna chain.
We're gonna be winding down. Yeah, exactly. And then just keep it rolling.
And then we just chain the guests.
Oh, did Pat try to sell you on fighting games at all?
Not even a little.
Really? Oh.
I told him. I think on our very first stream, one of the quotes that people seemed to enjoy from our very first stream together, me and Pat, was that I operate my life pretty much with one rule, which is never listen to anyone that recommends Mega Man and never listen to anyone that recommends fighting games. And Pat just jumps immediately in and goes, and they're usually the same person, and you're right to ignore them.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So... yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Girl DM, do you have any idea how much of a zombie I was the next day? Do you have any clue? Oh my word. Why the hate for Mega Man? I just don't like Mega Man. I just straight up don't like them. I played them as a kid. I tried them again in college because my roommate was a big Mega Man fan, and I just I don't like anything about it except the music. I don't like
Music's
how Mega
good.
Man looks. I don't really care for how it plays.
Well, you had cable too, so you didn't even have that going for you.
Yeah, like I don't like Astro Boy. Like I think Astro Boy looks lame, and Mega Man just looks like Astro Boy with metal. Like it's just not my aesthetic jam.
I appreciate that his hand could pop out of the gun though. That was nice.
Yeah.
You know, like Samus, she's just always got a gun hand. That just seems like poor design.
Maybe I don't like gun hands because I've never been a big Metroid guy either. Like Metroid's one of those games where it's like I respect it, but I don't like it. Like if that makes sense.
I have a big exception for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash.
Huh?
Ash. From
Ketchum?
No, from the dead.
He doesn't have a gun hand.
Does
he
have
has
a
a
gun
chainsaw hand, you larper.
Oh, you're right. I have mixed up my
It's a
weapons.
chainsaw hand, you absolute larper, and
Okay,
chainsaw
fair.
hands are awesome.
Okay, that tracks with your love of Chainsaw Man. Okay, all right, fair. Countered.
No, dude, the first time I saw Chainsaw Man, I was like, this guy looks dumb. And then I watched it, and I was like, this show is absolutely peak. I love this show. But no, the first time I saw Chainsaw Man, I thought it looked really silly. Like, he's got a chainsaw for a head? Come on now, what are we doing? But that's the thing, like, the door for me to like anything is always the aesthetics. Like if I think something looks cool, I'm going to try it a lot faster if I think something looks lame. But I can still get, I can still get past it if I try it. And then I'm like, this effing rules. And so like, I've given Mega Man 2 tries in my life and it's just like, I just don't think it's for me. I just don't think it's for me. Is Garrett going to hate Barrett in FF7? No, because I have seen Advent Children. And Barrett, I don't remember much about it, but I do remember Barrett being one of my favorite characters in Advent Children. So I think I'm going to like Barrett. Also, that's a Gatling gun hand. I don't like just the tube where it looks like you have a car exhaust on your arm. I think that's just...
I'm trying to think of another Gatling gun
boring,
hand,
man.
though.
You just drew a circle. Like, what are we doing? Get a little more detailed, please.
I'm trying to think of a Gatling gun hand that's not Barrett, though. Oh,
I think that's pretty much
Heavy,
it.
the Gundam dude? Does he have a hand in there?
That's sick because he's holding those Gatling guns.
Okay, he's
holding those and he can drop them like because it's still a full-fledged Gundam with an opposable thumb and fingers.
Okay.
No, Heavy Arms is like the sickest version of that because just like one-handing a Gatling gun in the original and then eventually like dual-wielding Gatling guns. Because like when I was a kid, I remember watching Predator when I was way too young to watch Predator. And when Jesse Ventura just holds up the Gatling gun, like the thing that at that point in my life as a kid, I'd only ever seen attached to a helicopter. And he's just like firing that shit. Cool. That was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Mega Man, more like Mid-Man Garrett. Yes, girldm, exactly. Exactly. Is Garrett desynced? Of course I am, because we've had clock drift issue with Discord, and not even Discord developers have been able to tell us what's wrong with this. I do have a brand new audio interface that I am going to hook up. I didn't mess with it during last week because I was streaming with Pat and I was already just sending my OBS to him, and we don't experience clock drift when I do that. So I didn't want to screw with anything last week, but this week I will be attempting to fully swap out my audio interface. So, because we already tried 2 different computers and the issue persists. So it's not just my computer, but it could be my audio interface because I did use the same interface with the other computers. We're trying. We're freaking trying. Movie with the M16 leg, Planet Terror. I like Planet Terror for that double feature, though, because originally when that came out, it was a double feature with Death Proof. I definitely preferred Death Proof to Planet Terror. Yeah. In terms of like
a leg gun.
Have you not seen Planet Terror?
I don't. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I think I watched the whole Grindhouse thing in college.
In the theater, it was awesome because it had fake trailers in between the 2 movies.
Oh, that's fun.
That are not a part of the home releases. And it's such a shame. It's such a freaking shame because the fake trailers are one of the best things about the Grindhouse films.
I prefer John Wick blade feet if we're going with, replacing your legs with weapons.
Did someone have a full leg replacement? Because I thought that was Kingsman.
No, wasn't it in John Wick, the lady in the mirror house they fought in, and she had 2 swords for legs?
I think you're confusing Kingsman with John Wick.
Oh, well.
Because Kingsman,
that kind of makes sense.
The token hard to kill henchman who was protecting Samuel L. Jackson had blade legs.
Okay.
And in John Wick, they just fought in House of Mirrors.
Oh, so I combined the two. I
mean, it sounds kind of sick.
Chopped it up and made my own movie. That sounds sweet.
Yeah, Death Proof is so freaking good. All right. You want to chain guests here? You want to do it? You want to do it, Kyle?
Yes, but I'm going to BRB.
All right, I'm going to recall you back in our private. Oh wait, I guess I'll hold here since he's BRBing. We're just going to chain guests here real quick. We'll do a. I'm not starving yet. That was the one with the gun. Like, yeah, no. That's Planet Terror. That's freaking Planet Terror. Yeah, that's Kingsman. Yeah. Grey Witch, thanks for the super. You can trust me. I'd never recommend Mega Man, but Mega Man X, however, that does come up whenever Mega Man gets mentioned. Whenever Mega Man gets mentioned, Mega Man X does freaking come up a lot. It seems to be the go-to recommendation. Have either of you started the new Ghost in the Shell? I have. I don't think Kyle has. I started the new Gits. I love it. Also, I don't know if they're watching. Hold on. I haven't seen Vernacular Ham in chat, but hey, Vernacular Ham, thank you for this. This is a collection of the entire original run of Ghost in the Shell manga, which I have never read. And this just showed up in our frickin' P.O. box. So not only am I going to become a knower, I'm also going to get amazing forearms. I'm going to look jacked after I'm done reading this thing. It weighs like 8 pounds. It's massive.
All right.
It's freaking massive. All right, I'm going to go to our normal just you and me call.
Okay.
So that we don't ring Pete again.
Yeah, that sounds healthy. It's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. now, bro. All right, sounds good. All right, we'll get Garrett back here in a moment. And bam, 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 there it is.
Hey, man.
Hello again.
I'm back.
All right,
I'm back.
Yeah, we got watch stream. Nice. Gotcha.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. There it goes. All right. Just see if anyone else joins. In the meantime, this is now just an open call that girldm can wander into at any point.
We're talking about movies right now. Is that what we're doing?
I guess we're trying to figure out what my problem is with
Mega Man?
tube gun arms. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I don't like it. I couldn't tell you why I don't like it, Kyle. But yeah, it's not my favorite thing. Do you have anything that you respect but you don't like?
Tons of things.
Where you're like, I get why it's popular. I get why people enjoy it. But
kimchi.
You go straight to food.
Whoa, I join in your dissing kimchi?
Yeah, I really tried.
Yeah.
I really tried. I'm down to like not my mom's apple pie and like try some other ones, but I want to like it. I love cabbage.
Okay, wait. The main thing with kimchi is that there's like 100 different types.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I haven't had one I like. But
okay.
I also hate
you gotta
pumpkin
go with
pie.
the radish.
I hate pumpkin pie.
You just have to. God, everything I just show up and you're just a hater on
I know,
all the
but,
stuff that.
but it's not linked. Like
Garrett.
Garrett has like an intricate system of wetness and moisture that he like affects his food. Like mine is unrelated.
I have like two very simple things. The first is like if it's anything like an eyeball, get it out of here. I want nothing to do with it. Grapes, small tomatoes.
Peeled grapes are a no.
All grapes are a no. I also don't particularly care for grape flavors, so grapes are like a double hitter of get this away from me.
When I was a child, I didn't like tortellini because they look like ears.
I can see. I've never thought about it that way, but I can see that. I can freaking see that. That's nuts.
I think I even have it. There's probably something in this. We got we got a reactive image. Nice. Yeah, there we go.
You got Fuji set up.
There we go.
Yeah, I always have it set up. That's very
perfect.
Which one do I currently have?
This is the difference between me and Kyle. I've never had Fuji set up on my OBS, so that's why I was just like ripping in Google images of you and Pint the other night. I was just like,
I've heard legends.
that's my here. Let me put on the more. Here, I have a freakish one for repo collabs.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the one Pinto gave me, so I'll just use this one. This one's the more accurate to my
Oh, very
model
wiggly.
one.
Heck yeah. Heck freaking yeah.
That.
So
Mm.
the important question is when are you going to be the advertised guest on this podcast?
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. We'd have to have something to talk. Like, you'd have to. I mean, if you do anything about like Japan travel or like questions about Japan stuff, that would work.
Okay.
Well, Kyle needs to go to Japan first.
Yes, and I'm not going without Kristen, and there are 3 littles and all that kind of noise.
Wait, hold up though.
What?
What if I'm going to Fan Fest Tokyo? You wouldn't like power trip that shit?
But that would be going without Kristen. If I'm going to Fan Fest Tokyo for work, like the both of us are, then yes, that's work. That's work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if like we're gonna go pal around, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Okay.
It's always been on.
So
her bucket
if
list.
Square's like, we'll get you in, but you got to get your own air travel.
Like get me in and out quickly with no fanfare about like visiting other places. Oh yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
You're just streamlining it. It's like
just blinders
going
on
through
as fast as
a special event. Just be like, gotta save this experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would actually, I think a video titled Speed Running Japan would do very well.
I went to Japan and I did nothing.
I had something like that for my first time I went to Korea. It was because I was going to Japan and my flight got, I had to transfer in Seoul and there was a typhoon happening. And so it was my first time traveling by myself. I was a university student going to Japan for a study abroad session. And I was stranded in Korea and I didn't know any Korean, didn't have like any knowledge on stuff. And they're super duper the hospitality is crazy because most of the time, if they get into a delay due to weather issues, it's ruled as quote unquote an act of God and they don't cover anything, right?
Yep.
So I was like freaking out because I'm university student. I remember they let me use their phone and I called my parents crying and it was like 3 a.m. for them. I was just like, I'm stuck in Korea. But they were super sweet and the airline actually got hotels and taxis for everybody.
Damn.
And yeah, so I got to see like tiny bit of Korea, go stay in a hotel, eat some food, and then first thing in the morning we were out again. I was like, oh, okay.
I had a Vegas experience like that once where I was flying through Vegas, but I was stuck there for a little bit and got to experience basically none of it. But I was just like, I guess I was here. There's a pyramid. That's kind of weird. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Oh, pyramid. Chill.
Yeah, they hadn't started covering it in advertisements yet. So it was just the pyramid.
So for expertise, we got visiting Japan, Souls games. Like what would you put yourself on, like, your S tier list of topics?
We could obviously have you on the Talk 14.
Yeah.
I mean, like my perspective, like, okay, the funny thing with me with Final Fantasy 14, right, is that I only started playing it, like, this is my 3rd year playing 14.
Oh, well, this is like
I tried for a little bit. Yeah.
So we're pretty close in that regard.
Yeah, but you guys have been going to like events and stuff and doing your socializing. I've up until like last year, I'd say I've been pretty kept to myself and my community playing. So it's really interesting because I hear from like members of my community and I hear, of course, from like other creators and such about like things that have happened in the past and memes that people know about and all these wonderful things. So for me, my perspective on stuff is a little bit different. Although it is really fun. I've been adopting new sprouts and just pointing out how horribly racist everyone is in A Realm Reborn.
Yeah. They're doing that fantasy thing.
Just given the racism tour.
Yo, you gotta check this out.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, because like a lot of the wording, the way that the characters speak, especially in A Realm Reborn, is if you're not reading it and you don't know some of that vocabulary, you're not going to get it. Like one of the dungeons, I don't remember which one it is. They're like, yeah, so there's these giants that we used to have enslaved with mind control devices, like 300 years ago and forced them to work
Oh,
because there were
Copperbell
so
mines.
many workers. Yeah, Copperbell mines.
Copperbell mines.
Explaining that out is like, you are being sent to go and kill these cask of Amontillado giants that broke free of their brainwashing and have been harassing the people who are working in the mines.
Yep. Copperbell
Go
mines.
kill them.
We used to roast it because it is one of the most boring dungeons, and it's also one of the biggest bummers from a narrative perspective. It's depressing, and it's not fun to run through that dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's like most of a realm report.
Some of the dungeons,
man, everyone's an asshole to me. Why do I want to be the warrior of light? Minfilia shows up and she's like, so I'm bad at my job, but this is the job I can do because I can't fight. And Alphino shows up and he's like, I have a PhD in diplomacy. I'm going to piss everybody off and ruin every chance we get and give me $5 million to hire a private army, and I am not going to investigate on any of the past whatsoever.
It's beautiful. It's a perfect plan, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, right?
I was going to say, at least some of the dungeons are fun to look at. Copperbell Mines is like the same brown rock texture, just over and over again until you're done with 3 bosses.
Yep.
Kyle fight. Why should Kyle fight back? Well, Kyle does like Minfilia, but I do feel that they took that feedback personally, because every single character, every single new character that can't fight that followed Minfilia eventually learns to fight. Like all the way through Sphene.
Inspired, maybe.
My issue, so I have 2 characters, 2 blondes. I'm convinced that like the Final Fantasy writing team just can't write blonde girls. That's the main thing, okay? Because my main frustrations with them is that they had so much potential and it gets squandered in the writing.
Okay, who's the other blonde girl?
Lise.
Oh, I liked Lise.
I know you do. I know you like the Nepo baby.
Oh, right. No, Wooklamat's the Nepo baby. Like, just like my father solved all the problems.
Wooklamat's doing her job.
There's no job to do. That's what makes the first half of Dawn Trail so boring. Everything's already sorted.
No. For me, the first half of Dawn Trail wasn't boring at all, because I went in with the mentality of, I'm on vacation, not my monkeys, not my circus. So for me, it was just the biggest tea fest overall. I was like, I'm on vacation, so I'm not going to go in and do any fighting or anything. I'm just going to watch all this shit going down because I don't have a passport here. I'm here on Nepo Baby's good graces. They could throw me in the dungeons and starve me for 20 years. Like, I don't go here. I'm not a citizen. Like,
yeah.
Chad wants me to defend Minfilia, but I can't as a Cyclops lover. I love responsible, helpful people with rocking midriffs. And that's what Cyclops and Minfilia both share.
so anyways, narrative really failed. Both of these characters.
Oh, yeah. I had blinders on. So for me, Lise was like comic relief because they just write her as dumb for a while.
Well, I liked when she was stupid.
Right. Okay. So that's the thing. So for me, I never really thought of her as a Nepo baby. You're not wrong. You're right to say it. But I never internalized her that way. So for me, she went from like essentially, like, imagine if Jar Jar Binks got to like have, you're just like laughing maybe every once in a while. The jokes aren't great, but like every once in a while you're like, that's so dumb, I kind of chuckled. That's kind of how I saw her. And then out of nowhere, like Darth Vader just like blows everything up and makes things very real for the comic relief character.
But that's what happens to Jar Jar.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. This comparison's
Jar
going
Jar
places.
Binks goes into government and fucks
and
up.
then becomes.
Well, you never see him again. Once shit hits the fan, you never see what happens.
No, he's
to
the
Jar
reason
Jar.
why Palpatine ends up getting power.
I am aware of that, but narratively wise, they don't focus on his plight. In Stormblood, you do focus.
No,
on
wait, you do
plight.
get focuses on his plight, but it's not in the main movies.
Not even
because Star Wars has like comic books and everything.
Oh yeah, but not even the Clone Wars. Like we're all that interested
that was
in
for
how
kids and
how he Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa,
Okay.
all right.
What's the age rating for Clone Wars? What's the age rating for Clone Wars?
It doesn't.
Well,
matter
a PG
'cause
movie can still deliver
gets-
a big story.
It gets
you know,
good.
it's not.
It-
It's not
Clone
about
Wars
the-
starts with the most obnoxious character in history, and then it ends with that character being awesome and having to contend with the fact that she's seeing the heads of her friends on spikes. Like, it's nuts.
God, I would
man.
have loved it if Lise would have had all of her friends beheaded and put on spikes. I feel
Well,
like
wait,
that would
hold
have
on.
done
We were her
wonders for
friends.
her.
The Warrior Light was her friend.
I would have decapitated my Lalafell if it would make Lisa's character arc more satisfying.
Wow.
See, my frustration with her was because of every time that she had an opportunity to step up, she didn't. Like, we had that cool war meeting, and she was like, I can't handle this. And she runs outside. And then you have to go find her, and you have a quest looking for her because she couldn't handle a war meeting when she's like, I'm going to be the leader of Alamigo. And then the old guy dies, and he's like, yes, Lise, you're the good option. Not the Mikoti that's been handling the resistance paperwork and doing all of this shit for me for the past 25 years and is fully ingrained in this. No, I want the blonde girl.
Oh,
that was
this
the
is-
issue I had.
You
This is
recall
not
really
fair.
well.
You're gonna win over Kyle because you brought up paperwork, and he's like, I like someone who can handle paperwork. This is unfair. You're gonna
Well,
win Kyle over.
No, I was more interested when the snake lady showed up and attacked the room, and there was that cool solo duty. So you remember more than
Well,
me.
The snake, okay, that was even more mind-blowing because Lise has been with the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, right?
Yeah.
So she knows, like, okay, we got to be careful on who's encountering these primals and this bullshit, and like primal happy summoner guys, because it does the whole brainwashing thing. We can't fix that yet. We got to be careful with this, right?
Mhm.
And then the snake people who are always like, yes, we need to summon our primal. We're going to summon our primal summoning time. And they're like, no, this time we're not going to summon our primal. Come, Lise, bring all of your friends here. And Lisa's like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. All of us in the room. Those things.
Am I allowed to be like, you bring up some good points, but I still like the character? Can I just
No,
be
that's
like,
completely fine.
I think you've won the argument, but I'm gonna leave.
Mhm.
Be like, I still like Lise.
Yeah, no, like I was saying, like the main issue I have with Lise is how her character got written. She had so much potential. I wanted to fist fight her on the palm, and Yoshi P made that fade to black.
Well, that's because for so many people,
Pat, what the shit? That's a bit aggressive, bro.
the fade to black was
What?
very exciting for a lot of people, though, because I
Oh.
thought that meant relations happened afterwards.
Oh, I'm straight as fuck. Like that.
I mean,
No,
that
thank
was
you.
a popular thing said in the chat there.
Really?
Wait, what was a popular thing said in chat?
But that fade to black was the two of you having sex up on the hand.
Oh, that's just because internet people are just like nonstop horny on main, like, and they can't turn it off. Like, I didn't interpret it that way. Did you?
No. Yagiri was watching. No, Yagiri was right there. And Stormblood.
Hey. Or was this your
Stormblood.
your fan fiction? Because Kyle's crushing on you, Gary, big time.
Yeah, they kicked her out. I haven't seen her in forever.
Oh yeah.
That's how I feel about most of the Stormblood crew, because I really liked Hien and Gosetsu and Yugiri and
I like Gosetsu the most.
and this is where folks are like, they show up in side quests. I'm like, I mean real quests with budget and voice acting. Like, I'm not talking about the budget side quests. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be nice to have Yugiri back.
Hmm.
Not
Yeah.
as a babysitter this time.
Yeah, that would be all
that'd be
right.
nice. I'd like to see some more Yugiri. She was really cool.
I
I'd
agree.
be into that.
I
I'd
agree.
be into that. But you love Planet Terror, apparently.
Yeah, Planet Terror is great. Planet Terror is great, but I like Death Proof more. I love Death Proof.
Okay,
Death
all
Proof
right.
is like my favorite Tarantino movie.
I recently bought a copy of Death Proof because I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna own this physically, I guess, because my wife Katie had let slip that she had never seen it. I was like, all right,
Oh,
we're doing that. We've been catching her up. She had never seen Last Samurai. We watched that the other day. Never seen Death Proof. Watched that. What else?
have y'all seen Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
No.
Oh my god.
Is it
That
old
is
or
one of
new?
my- It's old.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
It's from 1988.
Steve Martin, Michael Caine.
Yup.
Oh, that's Michael Caine, really? Huh?
Yup.
Yeah, it's You're probably not used to seeing Michael Caine with color in his hair, Kyle.
It's one of my favorite comedies.
Huh.
And it's about Michael Caine and Steve Martin, and they are both professional grifters of women. Michael Caine does the entire like, well, I'm actually a prince and I'm undercover and I need your help type of thing because he has money and he does the presentation and everything and he works his scams into very well. And then Steve Martin is the bumbling American guy who's like, oh, well, I'm trying to go visit my sick mom, but I don't have money for this train. I'm so hungry. And then preys on women that way. And then they end up working together. And
so kind of like a Trading Places, like
not quite. They have a bet on who can scam this woman out of a certain amount of money first to prove who's the better grifter.
Oh, that's so scummy.
Okay.
I'm gonna love this movie.
Oh, it is hilarious.
I grew up watching a lot of Steve Martin, so I'm surprised that I missed this one. My parents probably didn't think it was appropriate. But
I mean, it probably was okay. It is.
It's PG after all. We're talking ratings.
Was this before PG-13?
It's 1988 PG though, so it's before like because Airplane is also PG and that's got full frontal nudity.
I remember. I distinctly remember that one birthday party where we rented Airplane and we were all like, "Oh God, if a parent walks in here, we're in trouble."
Airplane's great though.
Airplane is great.
My parents showed me Airplane because Dad DM is very he likes comedies, like big fan of Steve Martin and like Tom Lehrer and older stuff. So he showed that to me.
This is why we get along. Yeah, same thing. Like I had to really push for some of the R-rated movies I got exposed to. I saw Alien way too young, but like it took basically like a PowerPoint presentation to get my parents convinced that I can watch Terminator 2 and Predator. And this was after I saw Alien. I'm like, I've already seen Alien. I'm already scarred for life. Like, let's just.
Well, that's probably why they did it, you know?
I think it was a time period when Mom DM was away for like a business trip or something, but Dad DM decided to show me Starship Troopers.
Oh, nice.
When I was very young. I was very young. I was traumatized by the brain bug.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, that messed me up. I was already many R-rated movies deep, but I remember Starship Troopers gave me nightmares. That was a really violent movie when it came out.
Yeah, Mom DM was like, "Why did you show her that?"
I was more afraid of Independence Day.
And Dad was like, "I thought she'd like it."
Independence Day freaked you out more than Starship Troopers?
Dude, I lived in New Mexico, man. The idea of aliens abducting people, it was nuts. Couldn't take it.
That's more one-to-one and like, yeah, I don't think I've ever in my life uttered the phrase Independence Day is more grounded, but yeah, in that regard, it's more grounded. You're like you could.
If it's like a local thing.
I can see you watching.
Have you read any books that ever terrified you?
Yes. Yes, this is real dumb. But like back in the day of Scholastic Book Fair, there was a book. I don't even remember the name. And if any like 90s kids can remember what the hell this was, but it was like a collection of alien abduction stories.
Oh,
that was like written for a young audience. Like it had like a silly illustrated cover of like a dude getting abducted. But I remember reading that in, I don't know, it was probably 6th grade. And that shit gave me nightmares for like 3 months. Like it really messed me up. Since then, I've read all kinds of things that are like horrific and it doesn't bother me at all. And I'm honestly surprised because I have a pretty visual mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, only as a kid reading that dumb anthological collection of alien abduction stories.
There was that one cover that had like the pencil drawing dead face on it. That was at all the Scholastic Book Fairs. It scared the crap out of me.
Oh, like the collection of horror stories that were written by they had like the melting person and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know which ones you're talking about.
What one was that?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I think.
Oh God. Yeah. That's super classic.
Yeah, so for mine, this is going to be so bizarre. So I read extremely quickly. I've always read extremely quickly. I don't have a subconscious like reading along. I don't hear like a voice in my head reading. I just like look at the page and go.
Oh damn, I wish I had that. I am the slowest reader on earth.
I read so fast. I think the last time I checked, casual reading speed is like 600 to 800 words per minute.
Wow.
So when I was little, I was like devouring books. And I remember when I was like in 4th grade, because I was going through like all of the books that were in the library pretty much, there is a book series that I started reading because the cover looked interesting, and it is from the 1960s. And it's called the series is The Tripods.
The Tripods.
Yeah, it's a
Is it
series,
just about the War of the Worlds? Like
kind of, it's like along those lines. Yes, it's a post-apocalyptic world where people are enslaved by these giant 3-legged machines that are piloted by aliens.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very, at least the cover is very War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I think it predates War of the Worlds.
Oh damn, no way. And that
Let me see.
that sent you, huh? That freaked you out?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, War of the Worlds is way before that. Never mind. I think it was inspired by War of the Worlds. It scared the crap out of me because the way that it was written, the alien robot things are so oppressive, and like everybody gets killed.
Jeez.
Horribly.
Huh.
They fight him in a hot air balloon?
Yeah. Like, it was terrifying. I didn't like those. But I was reading them because I was like, oh, I checked these books out. I should probably read them. And then I was like, oh, I don't like this.
That's pretty freaky.
Yep.
That's pretty freaky. There was some there was some I read a lot of extended universe fiction from like licensed alien books. Growing up, those also freaked me out. Those had some pretty gnarly descriptions of getting eviscerated by a xenomorph.
Did you see the Superman versus Alien comics?
No. No, I'm surprised I missed that because I had like a pull when I was like pre-driving. Like I used to like beg my mom to take me to the local comic store every weekend to get the latest releases, and I got a lot of Alien comics, but I never got that one. Okay. This is gonna be great. Okay, you're gonna have to go back and find these then, because this looks like absolute schlock. Holy crap.
The other thing is that Superman ends up getting face-huggered.
Oh no. Oh no. So it's gonna be a super face-hugger baby. There's chest bursters, and Superman gets gotted. Does he have a gigantic mullet in these?
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does. Is this where the haircut for what was supposed to be the Nicolas Cage Superman came from?
It probably was, because there was like I think the Superman versus Aliens, I'm not sure when exactly it came out, but it was like 80s, 90s ones. But like,
yeah, I'm trying to find a year on this. 1995. Yeah, I'm surprised I missed this. Yeah, this would have been like peak of me going to the comic store and getting my weekly releases. Yeah,
there's Superman and Batman versus Aliens and Predator as well.
I remember going to my first con, and projected on a wall was the fan-made Batman versus Alien. If anyone remembers that fan film, and it's like the first time I ever saw a fan film, and I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Things will never get better than this. And nowadays you go and you see a bad Marvel movie and you're like, oh, this kind of just looks like a fan film. It's like kind of what Hollywood movies look like now.
Yeah.
Not the recent Spider-Man. The recent Spider-Man look great, but some of the
I liked the recent Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I just saw it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah. Well, dang. Well, thanks for being yet again a surprise guest on our stream.
Yay.
Real guest.
Well,
Yippee.
I know you keep your I know you keep things private. Are you can you say if you're going to Fan Fest Tokyo or not?
I am not going to Fan Fest Tokyo unless
Okay.
if Square Enix like messages me and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to
Sure.
Tokyo Fan Fest?" Then I'll be like, "Oh, shoot, yeah,
We're all in
okay,
that
let's
boat.
go." No, I am going to go on a Japan trip in November this year, though,
Oh, nice.
because Ben has never been to Japan. So
Oh shit! Gonna blow his
Yeah.
mind.
yeah, we're gonna go for a trip, and he hasn't been before, so we have a whole bunch of like stuff all plotted out that we're gonna go and do. So it's just like he.
I have a 100% confirmed return trip for early next year.
Nice.
But we're still like, I floated the idea by Katie about going to Tokyo Fan Fest. She's like, I got a week left. I'll do 1 week in Japan just for the hell of it. Let's go. So if I'm able to find passage into the event, we'll probably make a short trip of it.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure what the location is where they're going to do.
It is that massive conference center that's like 40 minutes out, like east of Tokyo.
Is it Tokyo Big Sight?
No, it's crap. I'm just gonna look it up. FanFest Tokyo 2026. It's the same place. No one here knows cars. It's the same place they do the Tokyo Auto Salon, which is like the biggest car conference.
Cars don't have hair.
Makuhari, yeah.
Okay, it's in
Yeah.
Chiba.
Yeah, it's pretty far from Tokyo proper.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So-
normal.
Because last time it was the Tokyo Dome, wasn't it?
That would be a lot better for like plotting out stuff, I would say, because I don't know how accessible food is.
Yeah, I have no
For-
clue. I did a little reading up on Makuhari, and I guess it's by Japanese standards a pretty new modern city. So and because I think the Makuhari Conference Center is the single biggest conference center in all of Japan. So there should be decent options for lodging.
There
and
should
for
be food nearby.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
I know that because I've been to Komiket and that there's no food.
Mm.
There's like nothing near there. There's like no bathrooms, nowhere to sit down.
That's what FanFest Vegas was
Yeah.
like. If you stayed near the Vegas Conference Center, you were just screwed. There was nowhere to eat.
Yeah.
It stunk.
Yeah. Like anytime that I see like conventions and I'm like, there's nothing near this. Like,
Yeah. Katie and I have been like penciling out what our plan would be because we're waiting to hear if we're able to like lock down a pass or not. And so we're just like, I think I would just get up early and train out, just take a 45-minute train. I think I'd probably stay in Tokyo just so I have options when I'm not at the con.
yeah. I mean, that would probably be the better option, especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
staying that far out is just a pain. You lose a lot of your options for when you want to go do things because if you have to leave like 2 to 3 hours before the trains. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Plus, it'd be if I stay in like Eastern Tokyo, it'd be the same line I took to go to freaking Disney, and I'm like, hey, I'm familiar with that line. So
I know that line. I've been on that one lots of times. I usually go on weekdays and I tell everybody in the group, we need to get up before the businessmen get on the train. Otherwise, this ride is going to suck.
yeah. We did in fact get on with the salarymen, and we had to stand for half of that like 40-ish minute train ride until the businessmen all got off before Disney before we could sit.
Yep. My favorite time is when you see the doors open and there's no space, but you see everybody next to you start getting on, and you're like, how are you doing that?
Yep. Yeah, we got to see the Chainsaw Man movie while we were there, and it was like our third to last night after like a 2-week and change trip, and we hadn't experienced a train crush yet.
Yeah.
And I felt my feet leave the floor.
Yeah.
At one point, and I was like, "Wow, I've never experienced this before. This is kind of nuts."
We're making Japan sound great to Kyle.
It sounds awful.
Yeah.
This particular part, I know there's lots of good things. Don't
was
you worry. Don't you
I was
worry.
there for 2 weeks. This was the only time it happened, and it was because there was a 30-minute train delay. That's why this happened.
Ready to go.
Yeah, because I left in the morning during rush hour on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
It was standing room only, but it wasn't full on
Yeah.
ass at the elbows.
I had one of the trips that I went, one of the girls wanted to go camping on Mount Fuji. And there's multiple campsites there and everything. We had gotten everything set up. And I was at my friend Gary's house and I was looking at the stuff for the trains and I was like, hey, do we need to get reserved seats for the train? Do we need to get like bookings to get the train to go to Mount Fuji? And Gary's like, I don't think we have to. Well, we get to the train station. You can just get a ticket there and get on the train and have standing room only. The entire train was completely packed.
Ooh.
So we were standing for the entire duration of this train ride in the middle of like tiny aisles because it's a seated commuter type one. And it was horrible.
Wow.
And then we got to the campsite and it turned out that she'd booked one that was on the other side of Mount Fuji.
Oh, no.
So we took a an hour-long taxi ride to the other side of Mount Fuji.
At least she got to sit for a while.
That part was nice. I was stressed out of my mind.
Oh,
this is an expensive cab. Yeah, we took a 40-minute cab up in Hakone because we didn't want to take slow mountain train.
Yeah.
And that wasn't cheap. That wasn't a cheap cab. So yeah, an hour-long cab ride in Japan. A lot of stuff out there is super reasonable, but the cabs, they still get you with the transportation.
Yeah, they can be pretty rough. I do recommend really like taking if it's someplace like relatively nearby, the highway buses are great.
Yeah, we took buses a few times while we were out. Once we were up in Hakone, I took the local bus quite a bit while we were up there. They were great. It's the first time I saw Fuji, was trying to find the bus station. We were just like wandering. I was like, I think this is it. I'm trying to read the schedule. Like, I don't know when it's showing up. And then there was a caterpillar that looked like Caterpie, and I got very excited. And Katie just started violently slapping me on the back to get me to turn around because the clouds were literally parting. It looked like heaven was opening up and revealing Fuji. It was very cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
can't recommend it enough. So there you go, chat. You wanted when I was in Japan stories
there we go.
today.
We got it.
It didn't happen while Pete was here, but we got it with Girl DM. There it is.
Wrap that box up.
I was very happy to see that you guys were talking to Pete because he's also one of my friends. So
Oh yeah, no,
Well,
I didn't know.
heck
oh yay, Pete!
It feels weird to admit that you're a fan, but I became like a super fan of his like 2 years ago when I started prepping to go to Japan. And I was just like, oh, it'd be so cool to talk to him, but I don't want to be weird. And then I bumped into him at Fan Fest, and I was just like,
Yeah.
screw it, I'm gonna be social. What's up, dude? Like your stuff, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Got
he's
connected.
super duper sweet.
Hey, really, really
Yeah,
cool
it was
guy.
really
Really
cool
like,
talking to him.
really speaks to like kind of my energy. I really like him. But yeah. Well, good talking to you, Girl Dan. We'll let you go now as we
Good talking.
wind down our
Yeah.
own stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me again to Crash. I apologize to all the fans of Lisa Minfilia. You're more than welcome to enjoy your character. My favorites, I love Thancred, so like you guys trash on him all the time. I don't care.
He's so like who trashes on Thancred? That's like he's so popular.
Oh, I have so many people that they come to my chat.
hunt
They
you
come to
down.
my
Oh,
chat.
yeah,
They
sure.
found you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, who's the number one
Yeah.
Thancred fan? Oh, Girl DM. Let me go.
I need
Let me go
my
talk about why I
opinions.
hate this man.
No,
I was like, okay,
just trying
that's
to tell you,
fine.
I'm just gauging my own opinion based on
I
yours.
just-
you know,
I just think he should have died in Shadowbringers. That's all. That's all I think.
God,
Should've-
I would have been so happy if they would have just offed him there. That would have been so perfect.
Just should have died. It would have been perfect. It was beautiful. It was poetic. Like
God, it would have been
emotional.
so good.
I
it
still
would've
like
been
him.
so good.
He's had some
Oh,
scenes since
God.
that I really enjoy. But
God, I need them to tragically kill a character in front of me, please.
all right, thank you so much. I get so much crap for that. And everyone's like, Garrett's a dirty prestige television watcher. The only thing he thinks is deep writing is death. And I'm like, no, but you need it every once in a while. Every once in a while,
Sometimes
you
it
need it.
hits. Sometimes
Yeah.
it hits, you know?
Sometimes it does
It's
hit.
good.
It does freaking
Yeah.
hit. Yeah. Thank you for coming
Anyways,
on and
I will
agreeing
hop
with me.
along.
Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I had no idea I was so confrontational for your life. Holy shit. You did nothing but hang out with people that agree with you while I was gone. What was it like?
It was a nice break, but I do miss you, man. I like legitimately missed you. I think I haven't mentioned it. I put a video up on Patreon. If no one watches, we do a wrap-up post every Friday on our Patreon over at supportourbromance.com. It's free. This is not something you need to pay for. If you want to get links to everything we do within a certain week and you don't want to be beholden to the algorithm of wherever you watch us, you can go to our Patreon and like every week there's a free post on Friday. You can think of it like a newsletter, but you don't have to be subscribed to get it. You can just check the Patreon when you feel like it. Anyway, I uploaded a video and in it I mentioned I was just like, I don't fear not streaming with you as much as I used to, because like I get stoked when it's time to get back together. Like I do legitimately miss you, and then I get like really hyped for when it's time for the duo streams again. So yeah, I think I mentioned that in the video, and I will say it again here to your face.
It's hard work solo streaming, yeah.
It's a lot. I just, it's but you just keep it going. You just keep it going. I got into a nice groove with Pat. He was in the same spot in the Discord pop out every day. I didn't need to change anything. It was wonderful. The only thing that was like, oh God, I gotta set all this up was ever cold ones because we had so many guests. I had to Hollywood Squares that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of audio juggling you got to do as people get loud and quiet. Naturally,
dude, everyone's like, every time someone new would join, Chad would be like, they're quiet. And I'm like, everyone's at 200%. This is all I can do. This is all I can do at this point.
Yeah, or they're just whispering for a little bit and then they get up on the mic and you gotta. It's an ever flowing process.
Ever flowing, ever
cold process.
Ever flowing, ever cold. Yeah. Catching up on a couple supers before we leave here. Presuming. Oh wait, no. That's that one. There's the get in the fighting games. Oh, Red Silvers. Thank you for the super. Said love the new Occult Crescent Zone. I'm happy to hear that. I'm enjoying Occult Crescent right now. I even played a little bit of it off stream, which is how you know that I'm having a good time.
Nice.
If I'm doing it and I'm not streaming, that's a good sign. Fingleberry super. I cannot understate how excited I am for Chrono Trigger. It is my greatest game of all time. There's one character I can't wait for Garrett to meet. Oh.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
Oh. Okay. Quinners, thank you for the super. Love you guys. Excited for Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII, but I'm curious to know if you guys have a place planned out for Metal Gear Solid 3 yet, but no pressure. No. Like, honestly, no, we don't.
Yeah, we started
probably.
We started that project as like a palate cleanser between Final Fantasies, and it has kind of taken on its own life. Like, I know a lot of people subbed based on the previous playthrough. I would say it's going to be a little weird because of Evercold is going to start ramping up in December, November.
So we're gonna start doing more 14 content like we used to as we get closer to Evercold. We've people have been like, why'd you stop? It's like, I haven't stopped. It's just like, it's not worth streaming the same thing over and over again in 14's regard. But I don't know, because we Metal Gear Solid was not planned. Like, it was just something we kind of wanted to do, and we played one, and it was kind of a gut check, and we ended up loving it.
Yeah.
So 3 will definitely happen. We're definitely going to finish them out, but as to when it's going to happen, I'm not sure, because we are probably going to go straight from Chrono Trigger into Final Fantasy VII, most likely. If Fan Fest Tokyo ends up being an absolute 100% lock, that could affect things. I don't think it will, though. But if it does become a lock, we're gonna have to really take a hard look at things and make sure that timing on everything is gonna hit. And if we need to nudge something, then maybe we'll rip Metal Gear Solid 3. Because what's nice about the Metal Gear Solid games is they don't take nearly as long to get through as a full-on JRPG. So
I think we're good for Fan Fest. Yeah, I think it's more just Evercold is going to start ramping up here, so it's hard to predict come November what's going to be happening.
Yeah. And whenever the next MSQ patch happens, that'll be at least a stream, if not 2, depending on length. I see someone's mentioning that. What's that? Midnight Miko. Yeah. Yeah, obviously we're going to play 756. We'll probably wait a week or two because we want people to watch and not just be like, oh my God, spoilers. I'll catch the VOD in 3 weeks and kill the YouTube algorithm. So we'll just wait. We usually wait a week or two on playing new MSQ content in Final Fantasy 14. But yeah, we got a lot going on and we want to do all of it. So I hope you enjoy the other stuff we're doing. And I apologize if you don't, but that's streaming.
No,
that's freaking
appreciate
streaming.
you wanting to watch too. Very much so.
Grey Witch Super, you can trust me. I would never recommend Mega Man X. However, I read that one while Kyle was in the bathroom. Yeah, Mega Man X gets recommended a lot for the Mega Man haters out there.
It's a good look. It's a good look. Has good music.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading. Did you just message girldm?
Yeah. One of the supers we got was Wing Zero asked if they were a fan of Walter Matthau or Jack Lemmon comedies. So I think
that's Math How. But,
I was sending that over there.
We did get the response that girldm says, don't think I've seen any of them. So we did get an answer on that.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching that, Kyle. Kanya said, hear me out, RPG Mega Man Battle Network.
Wow, that's a name.
Okay, Kyle, I do think that we should start collecting more obscure RPGs and we should start doing mystery RPG days.
That would be fun.
Don't say what they're going to be. And people file in and they're like, what could it be? What could it be? And then we're just like, surprise!
Oh, I remember
it's
this
that
box.
one Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, I remember this box. I don't know if that meant it was good or if it meant it was just sitting in Target because no one bought it, but I do remember the box.
I have never seen this in my life.
All right, I'll add it to the list next to Pete's suggestions today. We'll make our way.
Yeah, we need to add Pete's suggestions. I need to start a doc because I still have just a floating around notepad on my computer that has been open since our podcast with Jesse Cox and Unileska that has their recommendations in it. We need to just start a guest recommendation doc.
Yeah.
And then the second we start getting overlap, though, then they rise. They rise. Yeah, Lord of the Rings Third Age. I've always wanted to play that game. And because my shorts algorithm has been becoming more and more RPG focused, I got a couple clips of it over the weekend and it reminded me that it exists. And I'm like, oh man, I want to play the freaking turn-based Lord of the Rings RPG. That sounds great. I think it was a bit, like kind of a Final Fantasy X ripoff.
Oh, wow.
It plays a lot. If I remember, it plays a lot like FF10. So it would be a hilarious chaser to Final Fantasy X, in my opinion. I think that'd be a hell of a gag to not tell people that's what we're playing. And
oh my God.
and then rip that one. I think that'd be fun. But
Look
anyone watching right now, you're in on this. You know the secret. You can see it coming. You have knowledge. You have secret forbidden knowledge that other people watching this channel aren't going to have. So keep it in your mind. Keep it safe. Keep it secret. I think I said that in the wrong order, but you get the idea. Samuel, always good to hear from you. Said, follow up, hear me out. The actual turn-based Mega Man RPG command mission. All right, when you say hear me out, I feel like you want to get with Mega Man RPG command mission. But I have not heard of that. But that shouldn't surprise you.
No.
I have been very open with my complete not knowing ball regarding Mega Man. This is wild looking.
Wow. Yeah, this is... what is that initiative order? What does that mean?
I like an initiative order, but yeah, I'm
I do, but
too,
like what?
And I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what this means.
Obviously,
man.
the boss is going to get to go twice. I've got that part, but why are they up and down? Wow.
We'll talk about bananas tomorrow, TRL Lightwing. Okay. Kyle's been gone. We honestly need to have a conversation about this. Like, there's just the two of us. So we'll ask these questions tomorrow. We'll have a load up. We're going to talk to chat before we start playing. It's not like we're just going to rip it. Unless Kyle and I have a private conversation and we're like, you know what? Let's just get zero audience input. Let's just go.
Just freaking go.
Let's just go. Let's F them kids with love. Chat, you are the kids.
We need
this scenario.
I mean, just get our foot in the door before we even talk to anybody. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just go. Yeah. Yeah. Please check out Mega Man Legend. Oh my God, all the Mega Man fan. What did I say? Did you not hear me say that?
You said you didn't like apple pie, and this happens.
No, I said I live my life by one rule. Don't listen to anyone that says I should play a Mega Man game.
And you just haven't played the right one.
And here we are.
Oh yeah, it's
with people like Falsis recommending Mega Man games.
Yep.
Lost Odyssey is on my personal list. I've always thought that Lost Odyssey looks really freaking cool, and both Jesse and Unaleska brought it up as an extreme
yes
gem that a lot of people missed because it was an OG Xbox title.
It's so brown of the era of
it's brown. So brown, dude. Yeah, it's so brown. But I survived Copperbell Mines. I can survive this.
I mean, honestly, it looks like FF12, which
Lost
is
Odyssey,
also brown.
Lost Odyssey always that was right up there with Jade Empire for reasons that I was like, man, I wish I had an Xbox. I loved Halo, but I remember watching G4 back in the day, and they were doing previews for Jade Empire, and I was like, this game looks so freaking cool, and I can't play it because I didn't have an Xbox. So, Zico, thanks for the super. Said, I also wanted to delay Chrono Trigger because the next few months is endless streams of games I have zero interest in, and I feel bad for not supporting. Well, that's hard to read, Zico, but...
Oh, I understand. Yeah, sometimes...
as I previously said, that's streaming sometimes.
Yeah, or game making, I'm sure, like studios.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm sure Sandfall's thinking about it right now with having to follow up Expedition 33. And they've said multiple times, they're like, it's going to be different.
Yeah, that or, just wanting a StarCraft 3 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, man. I've been thinking about StarCraft a lot with BlizzCon coming up and all the rumors that a new StarCraft title, probably non-RTS, is going to be announced. I've been thinking about it a lot. So I had a moment while I was talking with Pat, Blizzard game came up, and a light went off in my head. I'm like, I think Wings of Liberty is the last time Blizzard had an honest-to-God banger narrative. There's other things I like. I like Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah,
but I think Wings of Liberty is kind of just perfect. They nailed their tone. They knew exactly what they were trying to do, and they executed on it perfectly.
I'm not a fan of Overwatch, but I will say the initial concept was very engaging.
They could have. I think that's where their passion was, and because they didn't do a story mode, a campaign, or even get comics out in a timely fashion, I think they fucked themselves. I think they squandered their narrative passion. Clearly, that's where it was, because they had they had good lore, but they had no story. And as we always say here at Grinding Gear, lore does not equal story.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Lore is not narrative. You can have cool lore. I like good lore. I like good world building, but I need a good narrative, and Overwatch never even tried. Just never even attempted to build a proper narrative with its very rich world. So I think an Overwatch campaign would have been sick, but they didn't even attempt it. So they advertised it for 2. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What's Overwatch 2? They dropped the 2. There's no 2. There's no Overwatch 2 in Blizzard Entertainment.
What 2?
Yeah, exactly. What 2? Man, I Overwatch players are happy. I'm happy for them, but God, from the outside, God, just look at that as it's just such a mismanaged IP. It's rough. It's rough to think about. Rogan Super girldm, no, save it for the Drunk Realm Reborn stream. Ooh, could we gamify Drunk History FF14? We get X amount of 14 content creators to agree to be on it, and they do their own drunk retelling of A Realm Reborn, and we assign a winner to whoever is the most accurate.
That would be
competitive drunk game storytelling.
Yeah, because the fun of Drunk History is that they are correct. They're just putting it in a simplified lens for comedy's sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have to be accurate to be interesting.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah. Marcanius supered. Here's hoping for Yugiri as MSQ Falconer NPC. I think it's going to apparently be a tiny Makote.
Well, but usually Did we learn any jobs on the first?
Jobs on the first?
Yeah, because usually jobs start in cities, if not like Heaven's Ward. Because that's Astrologian and
I don't think
Dark
so.
Knight, but
I think you bring up a good point.
Kugane had a city, so you could do it, but yeah.
I think it was Tulia Law, wasn't it?
Tulia Law had... I thought Viper started in one of the major cities, but I don't remember. It's been a long time since we tried Viper.
Yeah. Grey Witch said, obscure RPGs, Radiant Historia, best time travel story in RPGs, and also one of Yoko Shimomura's best OSTs next to Parasite Eve and Street Fighter 2. Man, I want to play Parasite Eve so bad. No, I don't think I've ever Googled Radiant Historia.
Nope, I am not familiar with this at all.
Oh, this is ringing zero bells.
No, yeah, this is a cover for sure. This exists. It's by published by Atlas at the very least. Okay, so I'm a little interested.
It looks unique.
A little interested
from an art standpoint, which is always helps for me because at a certain point, anime style games do begin to blend together if you do not do something a little different with your style. Looks like some of these versions also might have full animated cutscenes, which I am a fan of.
Looks like there might have been 2 versions of it.
Yeah. Such a great game. Hey, you're not alone, Grey Witch. Not alone. Not freaking alone. Well, sick, man. Well, we should probably shut it down. I need to eat lunch.
Yeah, sounds good. I could eat. Let's eat. Let's go. Let's convene on Chrono Trigger planning. Thank you to our fabulous guests.
Yeah, this is fun as hell. Thanks again to Pete for coming by. Support him at twitch.tv/Peter and youtube.com/Premiere2 and support girldm everywhere. There's it's girl_DM_. So go find her everywhere. Oh, Samuel, thanks for the super here in the last closing moments here. If you want an obscure RPG with a novel combat system with wrestling moves using strikes, throws, holds, targeting specific body parts, check out Hybrid Heaven.
Whoa.
I can't say I've ever wanted anything like that.
What the heck?
Oh, damn, Kyle, this is something we have been looking for, though, which is an N64 RPG.
That's true. Oh, yeah, we could do best JRPGs or RPGs on the N64, and there'd be like
a short
4.
list.
Yeah,
that would be a very short list.
Wow, this looks insane.
We are struggling.
Is that the White House? Oh my god.
Wow, they called the future where we're having professional fighting events on the lawn of the White House.
Wow.
I can't believe it. I
I
can't freaking believe they saw that coming.
Looks like something.
Did Kojima work on this game? Because they just foretold the future.
Wow.
Oh, it is a Konami game. Holy shit.
This looks crazy.
Don't do the 3DS version if you like the art for Radiant Historia. It uses a worse, more generic art style, says Grey Witch. I appreciate that recommendation.
Important to narrow down.
That. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. God, y'all.
All right, we gotta go. We got to just end the stream. We gotta go.